good morning. Welcome to Top Tank Gold. This is the Coffee Morning with Ben Coffee. Hi, good morning, and welcome to Top Tank Gold. You're home your classic games, classic content, and classic debate. This morning, we're doing our normal morning show from Ben's Coffee Shop. And this morning, we're joined by a legend of the Tottenham community. This man,
it's all about Coover.
This man is in my eyes, is a legend. Who does an awful lot for the ENIC out and Levy out. He's also done so much. He's come all the way over to Canada to be with Kim and Bob Spurs family. That man deserves a CBE, OBE, knighthood, garter of whatever Canadian or British thing. This morning we're joined by the man that is the legend. It's Brian. Tottenham on tour. How are you this morning, sir?
Yeah, I just love coming on the show. Just for the first 30 seconds where the intros come in, it's like, oh my gosh. Listen, thank you for the very, very warm welcome and lovely intro. Listen, I'm just someone that's very lucky to have been very passionate about something for a very, very long time, and obviously been given the platform to be able to do it. Right place, right time is kind of would be my motto. In regards to Bosper, listen, he's my best mate, and there's nothing I won't do for that man, and he knows that. And when he wakes up, I'm going to kick the shit out of him for making. Oh, I swore it within the first 2.5 minutes, so I really do apologise. So Ben feels relieved. Listen, I will give him a beating to say, why did you take so long? But no, listen, it's always a pleasure to come on this channel. Sorry I haven't been on as regularly as I normally am, waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning in Canada to be with you. But yeah, it's always nothing but a pleasure to come on the show.
And next to me is the man who's always with me. He's like my bodyguard sidekick. He's the best co-host on YouTube. It's my mate. It's your mate. He's the Undertaker of TTG. It's Coover99. How are you, Coover?
Doing very well. I wish I was the Undertaker. He's in better shape than I am. Doing well, Dermot. Just glad to have Brian on joining us again, along with the Ben stuff. As normal.
I've got something special for him lined up. Don't you worry.
Oh,
and
God.
down below Coover is the man who should be running Tottenham Hotspur Football Club from his coffee shop. He is the king. He is the king of all the Jewish people in the whole of Tottenham. Anyone that has any problems should go to Ben's coffee shop and go to him. He is the coffee meister. He is the Ben meister. And he is also known as Mr. Coffee. Good morning, Ben. How are you?
We're doing well. It's always lovely to be with my pal, Mr. Brian Daigle, Cougar99, and Mr. Dermot on these great mornings. We're going to have a lot of fun as we usually do, and hopefully not have any arguments.
How do we do is it this now we do now, is it? That's what we're doing yesterday.
Let me just very quickly say a big up to Ben's coffee shop. Me and Danny Kiriakou. Danny Kiriakou had the joy of going and meeting Ben and having a coffee. And trust me, the coffee does hit the spot. I am a walking, talking advert for that. It's very, very good coffee, and everyone should crack on down there if you're in that area, because he's a wonderful guy with a wonderful shop and a wonderful heart. So everyone get down to his shop.
Yeah. And as Sean would call Danny, Bon. That's his new nickname now. Bon. Not the Bon, it's Bon. So good morning, Sean, if you're watching this. Big up. Should we get through some of these comments, Coop, very quickly? You read them.
Don't bother with that anymore. Well, since Phil's gone Hollywood, we don't bother with comments at all.
Oh, right. Okay. Also, we do have a bit of breaking news this morning. On Friday, we have a very, very special guest coming on. So
keeping it very quiet.
We decided to keep it do a little competition. The first person to guess who's coming on the show Friday, we'll read out their question first. So it has to
Daniel
be
Levy.
Yeah, I wish it was. We're running this now for 10 minutes, and then the first person who gets it out
We'll just keep it running. Just keep it running till somebody gets it.
Yeah. But breaking news in 10, 15 minutes. Right. You'll get through some of these. Go on.
Because people are going to struggle to remember Timothy Atuba.
I know.
Oh, you told me it was Retro Ziegler.
It was.
Or Embalelo Mabazela.
All good choices.
Or Elinko Asimovic.
Right, okay, I'll do a couple of the comments then. Chris Agomba, good of you to join us again, mate. And he's talking to you, Dermot, I think. Never mind, Dermot's gone for the moment. Stephen Cartwright, morning, mate. Good of you to join us again. Phil doing his usual joke, Hollywood Phil. Morning, a friend of mine has been suffering from paranoid delusions, and now he thinks he's a chocolate orange. I'm really worried he's going to be sectioned. Poor Terry.
Poor Terry.
Yeah. Paul Terry, is that going to be who's on? No. Carl Simpson, morning, gents. Hope you're well. Same to you, mate. Good of you to join us. Wayne Bonner, morning, gentlemen. Hope you're well. Hope you're well as well, Wayne. Good of you to join us again. Familiar faces every day now. It's great stuff. Graham, lovely to see you again, mate.
See you tonight, Graham. I need to know if you're sitting in the lower or the upper. Either way, I need to meet up here. I'm going with Ben. We're getting there. We're leaving here at 5:30. So we're getting there early. Just get in touch with me and let me know.
Absolutely. Mark Cousins, morning, mate. He's saying, good morning, lads. How are we all? Brighton, sunny Somerset for once. Yep, Brighton, sunny and Dorset as well. Not a million miles away from Mark Isle. Phil guessing at Glen Hoddle. Well, we'll have to wait and see until the thing's over. Phil, Mitchell, Thomas. No, it's another one of those sort of guesses, isn't it? And Carl Simpson saying Raymond Vega. That'll be a good one. Yeah, he does like to pop onto a few streams and things, doesn't he? He's good for a laugh.
It's actually Mrs. Brown's voice.
Oh, you know what? That'd be a good stream as well.
It actually would be, actually. Yeah.
Right. Shall we pop the game on in the background?
I'm sorry I had to jump off there. I've been waiting for my PIN number for my new debit card to come. It's just come, so I'm all happy now. I can use my new card now.
Woohoo!
Buying up Joe Lewis's yacht, are you?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good.
I'm
actually getting solicitor for Brian in case he nicks it and he needs help.
Thank you, sir. I'll tell you what, my best mate, my other best mate, Jerry, who's unfortunately an Arsenal fan, but I met him in Israel. I've known him for 14, 15 years. His sister is a very, very, very high-powered lawyer. I can't say how high-powered she is. She represented the author of the Da Vinci Code book, Ian Brown, or Dan, whatever his name is. She was going to be Michael Jackson's solicitor. Should he have been here for the concert that he was about to do? And she lives in New York now, so close to me in Toronto when I'm back. And she was part of the official American Olympic legal team. So when it comes to legal, I think I've got that covered. So thank you for the kind offer.
That's okay. I don't think my legal team would have done you any good anyway. Would have been Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog. We've got Ben Parker.
Ben Parker, good morning, mate. Good
morning from Vietnam.
Thank you.
Oh, good evening.
Just in case Brian missed it, but Graham was replying, he'll be in lower.
Okay, wicked. I'm in the lower as well. Wicked.
Mark Cousins saying, if it's Gary Mabber, I'm coming on, please. I don't think we're inviting anybody on for the special guest. We're trying to keep it a little bit controlled that morning, I think.
Or that evening.
Or that evening, I should say, yes. I think we're aiming at 5:30 with that show.
Yeah, 11:30 after the pub's closed.
And then 2 weeks to recover, I think.
I don't know. We'll see. Right. What's Chris asking?
What's your new PIN number? Chris is asking.
Chris, if I have to tell you, I would have to sign you to the Irish Official Secrets Act. That means 25 years in a prison somewhere in solitary confinement. So I can't tell you. I'm sorry.
I bet it's tree.
No, it's not tree. It's actually tree.
Well, it looks like Coover's going in a solitary confinement for the next 10 years,
soon enough,
25 years.
Ribsy85, good of you to join us again, mate.
Yeah, good morning, Ribsy.
And Wayne Bonner saying Mickey Hazard. That's another good guess.
Good guess.
Carl Simpson, Brian, we all have one. A friend who was an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that just goes to show, Cole, how great we are as Spurs fans. We even take on waifs and strays. It's all good. It's all part of being a good Spurs fan.
Always, even with their mental diseases.
Some of my absolutely best mates are Arsenal fans as well. Yeah. We're just constant banter. I'm just sick of them having the upper hand for so long. Anyway, Carl Simpson, yeah, he's done that one. On to Ryan.
Oh, sorry, I'm doing it now.
Okay. Ryan McFarlane, good of you to join us, mate.
Good morning,
everywhere I go, Daigle is there. Morning, gents. Come on, you Spurs.
So now he's come up and I've seen that comment. I want to put a special mention out to him, to Ryan and to Cole, who I only have met via Twitter and via being on streams, but from when I first started on Tottenham, We Are Tottenham TV, to when I started on Tottenham Away, to when I moved to Tottenham on Tour, there are people that follow all the chats and follow all the groups or whatever, but these two here, I mean, I can mention a lot more, but these two here, always around. I think, Ryan, you'll find everywhere you go, I seem to be, mate. It's the other way around, my friend. But yeah, like we all know, we all have tremendous supporters of channels, but I've been going on YouTube for about a year and a half now, maybe just under, and these two have always been by my side. It's wonderful to see how vocal they are in the community, not just about myself, about everyone and the support they give, but there's certain people that deserve very special mentions, and these two are certainly two of them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite fun to watch all the familiar names around the different channels you visit, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. So
and
big up, Ryan.
Big up, Ryan. As you can see in the top left hand, it's at the right hand corner. We've got a new badge. Now, we were in the meeting room last night, me, Coover and Phil, just discussing shows and what we're going to do for upcoming for the month of February. And Coover designed that. So we're going to get it professionally done.
No.
That's
the point. The story was we were looking for another logo. Dermot wanted something with the Irish flag in there. So my idea was, let's have a cockerel, Irish colours on it. So I was looking for a few images of that. And I found one that was a piece of fine artwork from America, and somebody had done exactly that. It was a really nice oil painting. But obviously a piece of fine artwork is extremely expensive. So that was ruled out immediately. So jokingly, I said, well, I can easily knock up one of them in MS Paint. And like a quality 7 or 8 minutes later, there it is. So we've got our comedy little logo for the corner.
But there. We will be getting it done properly, though, won't we? We'll be getting it done
properly. That is properly.
That is the most proper logo I've ever seen.
You know what?
Ever.
That needs to be upgraded, and that image upgraded, that'd be perfect.
The legs are a bit dodgy, but it's an Irish flag, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I give you 8 out of 10 for that, Coof. 8 out of 10. 7.5.
Looks like the chicken's been sort of strangled at the waist.
Well, it's better than what we were calling it last night. We must admit, we just me and Phil couldn't stop laughing.
How much of Dermot's special sauce did you drink before you drew that?
A hell of a lot.
Paint. You're supposed to paint like that in MS Paint.
We've got one here for Brian. No, hang on. It says, "Cheers, Brian. I swear I never sleep."
Yeah, just like Wayne Bonner. Wayne Bonner, Mr. 57 Screams, as I've nicknamed him. Because that man, if you need to describe someone that doesn't sleep, Wayne Bonner is the man. I think he's been around Ben's coffee shop and nicked all Ben's coffee, because this guy is everywhere, supporting everyone. He is a phenomenon. He's actually the first one when I came on YouTube that I saw around every single channel. We Are Tottenham TV, the Irish Hotspur, to name the main two that I were going on to begin with. He is absolutely everywhere, and absolutely outstanding support of all the channels.
Brilliant. And then that from Ryan there.
Ryan's replying, "You're too kind, gents. Love the new logo, especially the flag." See, I told you, Dermot, it's pro. That is.
It is pro. It is.
You literally can't buy that anywhere.
Now, don't I give you 7.5, 8 out of 10? That's why I give you that. Right, should we get that game on?
We'll get that game on, man. Just for you.
And then what I'll do is I'll go through all the latest bit of Tottenham news.
Just very quickly, though, is this the full game or is it extended highlight?
We started showing it yesterday.
It's the full game. But
Okay.
we started showing it yesterday, so we're gonna.
Do you want me to do it from the start again, then?
No. Where are we? What's the score at the moment?
Can't tell you. It was about 25 minutes into the game, though, so there's quite.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, let's do that.
I've got a bit of news here, so I'll go through each of you. The first one's actually from Spurs Web. Fario Paratici is in constant contact with Antonio Rudiger's camp and is calling every day to try to sign the Chelsea defender. I'll start with you, Brian. Yes or no?
Should we put that as a yes, then?
Anthony Rudiger, who is being scouted by Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain, Tottenham Hotspur. Listen, he is on the verge of saying to Chelsea, I want 400 grand a week. There is more chance of me winning the lottery in every single country in the world without buying a ticket than this transfer actually happening. And also, I don't want him. He may have been playing well under Tuchel, but not his attitude, but the way he tries to stir up the racism part, Tottenham versus Chelsea, just no. And as I said, I'll end how I started.
Mr. Kaufman in his coffee shop. What's your...
What
yes
he
or
said.
no?
What he said.
Okay. Coof?
I think I'll add a few more. It's just nothing makes sense about the move. Nothing.
No.
It's lazy journalism.
So it's... we'll do that.
Definitely.
The other bit is only a bit of news, not a lot this morning. Tottenham are frustrated in the chase to sign Kessié. The AC midfielder is Antonio Conte's number one target. This actually is from the Daily Mail and also on the Spurs web. Brian, do you think he'll come January or do you think he'll come summer?
I want him to come January. I wouldn't mind him coming summer. But because you're starting me off very early in the morning, aren't you? I say very early, it's midday now. Listen, this is why I get so annoyed and this is why I get so frustrated when people go, this is the time it's going to happen. We're going to happen this time, this window. Kessie is our number one target. He's available for 8.5 million. If you can get the right deal, if you can offer him the right wage, if you can provide him the requirements that he needs, he can help us get to Champions League. And now we're struggling. So once again, it's all these highlight big names coming out, and then it's all good until the window opens. And then when the window opens, we become the Wicked Witch of the West that just has some water thrown over us. It's pathetic. It's pathetic.
It is. Ben, comments?
It's a usual story, isn't it? I'm going to quote a good man or great man and say, until he's holding up the shirt, I don't believe it. Yeah. That's the way we've got to take things now.
Same here. I said the other day, and I'm not a Levy in person at all, but I think I was more on Paratici. You can't judge Paratici until the end of the summer transfer window. January is very difficult to get business done. Levy should show what he's going to do with Conte, get two signings in, but they need to start getting these pre-contracts signed already in January, so we know who's coming in the summer. But it's going to be very difficult. Brian, what will you be happy with for the January? All seriousness now, what will you report a successful January transfer window for you?
I said right now, if we were only signed Dusan Vlahovic on a pre-contract that he comes in the summer and that was it, I'd be absolutely over the moon. Absolutely goddamn over the moon. So I understand what you're saying. Listen, this window is hard. This window is hard because players are either trying to get to Europe or trying to stave off relegation or going for titles. And it's hard, but you offer the players the right terms and they see Conte and they see a chance for top four, then you entice them. And the thing is, what he has to do, he's got Conte here. You don't say, oh, yeah, we'll just leave it to a year, then I can do it. No, you have got to. We need to spend big and get big. And teams do buy big. If they need to buy big, they buy big. Everton have needed fullbacks. They've got and bought 2 within the first week. They've addressed it now. I'm not saying we need Everton caliber players. There's your problem. We're in trouble. There's the money. There's the players. Done. No rumours, no nothing. Off you go. There's the players. And here we are, once again, with the same story unfolding. We need investment and we need players because of what this parasite has done for 20 years. Yeah. If you had bought players with quality in the summers before or when we needed them, we wouldn't be having this debate. No. He has dug this hole, he has made his bed, and now he's got to lie in it. This has got to be done. Some kind of signings need to be made in this window because of his mismanagement. Yeah. Not Conte, not us, him.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Brian. I mean, for 20 years, what's he done? Sod off. I totally agree with you. For me, he needs to make two signings and a couple of pre-contract signings for me to call this a successful window. Yesterday or the day before, Conte was sort of calling out the board, saying they haven't had a meeting yet. We don't know. He's sort of like calling out the board and, look, come on, we need to do something here. How long do you think it would have taken him to evaluate that squad, and how quickly do you think he would have said, right, who I can trust, who I can't trust?
What, Conte on the squad at the moment?
Yeah.
I think he's got a pretty good idea what his first 11 is now already. So I think he's known for a few weeks now. I mean, we're kind of seeing it. We've got an idea ourselves who he favours now. So I think he would have been talking to Paratici for the last few months about who he's looking for, the type of player. Paratici will have gone away, come back with a few targets. They'll have had the usual Italian discussion that's almost a punch-up. That worked out who they're going to get. So I think it's very clear who he's his assessment on the squad. I think he doesn't need a season. He can spot an idiot when he spots one. And it's a question of availability. Like as Brian said, it is going to be difficult. January is a difficult window to sign players, no matter what. So perhaps I think the plan might be we may see a few loan to purchase sort of deals that are so popular at the moment, or perhaps even just standard loans till the end of the season, something to just flesh out the squad. And it may be the summer before we sign. We're looking at anything really concrete, major signings that we're really after. The fans are all gagging for it all the time. So Kessié, he's involved in a title race. Is he going to leave in January? Possibly not. He might sign a pre-contract for the summer. That's a possibility. As long as we're making some sort of progress, I think people will be happy. If we know we're going to be getting people in the summer, but they can't join in January, people are going to be fine with that. Very difficult otherwise. We'll see. But I think Conte knows what he wants, and the areas he wants strengthening first. I've got to say quickly on this game actually. Thank you first of all to Duck Drive 1 for use of the video again. There's a point he's just made a bit further in the comments.
Hang on, let me get that up. Hang on, where is it now? I did see it. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, he's saying the YouTube actually cut the iconic Klinsmann header from the video due to copyright. Typical, isn't it?
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I mean, people seem to copyright the smallest items now, and you know, ruins the original footage as well.
But we do get the replay. We don't see the actual goal, but we get it in the replay, I think.
Okay. So first of all, I mean, I just want to say, first of all, this guy was Simon's a top dude. It's very good that you brought up Klinsmann because it allows me to say this. Did anyone think in our right mind, even though the fee was 2 million, that we could attract a Jurgen Klinsmann with no Europe, no FA Cup, 12-point deduction? Did anyone think Jurgen Klinsmann, who back then was like right up there with like the upper F, like the striker in world football? Oh, and I think Ronaldo was it was a little bit earlier than Ronaldo. Ronaldo was just coming through it near the end of Klinsmann. But no one thought we could get him. Now I know the finances are completely goddamn different now, so I'm not saying that. But we attracted Jurgen goddamn Klinsmann to offer him nothing. So when people say, "Oh, you can't get these players," you can't. Yes, you bloody well can. We got Rafa van der Vaart, for God's sake.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, the fact is, if you're looking at wages above £100,000 a week, there aren't actually that many clubs that will do it. Most clubs are surprisingly a lot further behind that than you'd think. You can get top players even at Tottenham. You'd be surprised some of them will be on like 40 grand a week, and you'd be thinking, must be 100 grand a week players. It's not necessarily the case. So you never know quite what the contract situations are and what people are asking for. But you'd have to be elite level yourself as a player to be guaranteed those high, 6-figure weekly salaries. Because at the end of the day, it's still businesses being run, but you can't just break the budget and have all of your squad being paid that much unless you're Man City.
Yeah.
Well, there's two. There's players that said they've wanted to cut, or not wanted to come to the club, but for instance, one that I would accept happily is Coutinho. Obviously, we have to sort out wages. There's a lot of ifs, buts, and maybes. But he said, "I'm open to moving. I want to come to the Premier League." We're linked with him, so you think there'd be some kind of dialogue already or something, but no, because I swear, it's as soon as he hears these players, he's like, "Oh no, sugar, they're available. I might need to do something." Like when we did the We Are Tottenham TV update yesterday, and it said the day before Dusan Vlahovic said, "I want to stay this summer. I want to help get or this season and get Fiorentina into Europe." The very next day on Tottenham Hotspur update, it's been released that Spurs are desperately trying hard to get Vlahovic. And I'm like, "Oh what? The day after he said he's not going, you're doing it again. You're saying, right, we're going to go for him. He said he's not going to come, which means I can put a bid in to say, look, we tried, and nothing. It's the same shit, different day.
Same crap, different window.
Yeah.
Ben, question to you, sir. We haven't got you in this morning. Dele Alli, Harry Winks, all the issues of Deadwood that needs to go. How many of them would you like to see out during January? Will you be happy with?
The 3 players you've got to get out are Dele and Ndombele and Doherty, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. Dele's got to go no matter what. Tongi's got to go no matter what. And if we can get Doherty a move and maybe get a... We need to get those 3 out. Winks has shown a lot of quality under Conte, and he's shown that he can actually do well as a squad player in his actual position. So I would give Winks another year or so. See what Conte makes of him in the summer. And if he's not happy with him by the summer, then he can go. That's what I would like to see. But Winks has shown a lot of quality in the last couple of games, and he's shown a lot of mentality to get in that team. Which is more than a lot of the others.
Yeah, should we get through some of these comments, Kof?
Yep, go for it, mate.
And also, you've got another 5 minutes. We've got a special guest coming in on Friday. We've got another 5 minutes. Please get in the chat who do you think it is. The first one that gets it correctly right, we will read out their question first to this person on Friday. So, I'm giving you another 5 minutes, and then we'll do this one. Right, then, Chris.
All right, Cole Simpson saying, I will say one rumour I heard this morning about Vlahovic being open to Arsenal move. I swear to God, if they sign him, I'll lose my... Yeah. Could happen, though. You just don't... You can't tell. You can't tell. No.
Any comment on that, lads? Brian or Ben?
Listen, if that happens, I'll tell you now. I mean, we posted saying that the Levy out mob, or I don't want to say the word mob, the Levy out movements, whatever word you want to use for us, have said we're not going to protest in January, which stops me going to the press training ground on the 14th, which is what it is. I understand why we've done it, because obviously we want to give him that window, and if he does do something, fantastic, and if he doesn't, to people that are leaving in. It's like, well, we didn't do anything all month. How's that window worked for you? And then we'll go. But if Dusan Vlahovic strolls up at the Emirates, all bets are off. All bets are off. I mean, I told my wife something yesterday that she wasn't best pleased with, but she understands, which is I've said to myself now, I am not leaving this country until Bob sees me with his own eyes. And I don't care how long it takes. I just can't go back home and think, how is he, and be that boxer. That's where I'm at right now. So if this goes tits up January the 31st on deadline day, I will be at the training ground. And I will be February the 1st, February the 2nd, February the 3rd, February the 4th, February the 5th, February the 6th, February the 7th, and so on, until Bob wakes up, I see him, and I can go home, because enough. And Dusan Vlahovic was apparently in his agent saying they won't even take their calls, but now Arsenal will start to play a bit. And if he ends up there, after saying I don't want to go anywhere and I want to get Fiorentina, times by 1 billion what Cole just said, and you won't be even close to what I will be doing.
Yeah. That's fair enough. Ben, very quickly on that.
I agree with him. I mean, the agent wants him to go to Tottenham. The player wants to go to Tottenham to be with Conte. Paratici wants him. Conte wants him. This should be the easiest deal since me making myself my coffee in the morning. This should be the easiest deal in the history of easy. And if we can't do it, Levy's got to go straight down the toilet with his head.
Right, okay, that's fair enough. We've got Wayne Bonner here, Keith.
Rudiger, never happened. I agree. Yeah. Derek Hutchinson, big up, mate. Good of you to join us. He's saying good morning, gentlemen. Carl Simpson, Rudiger, don't want him, and we will make him look ordinary. Thought we when we smash Chelsea at the bridge tonight. Well, that'll
come
be
on,
nice.
you Spurs. And don't forget, we're on here from 7:30 for doing a very own watch along tonight. So join us for that. Should be a bit of fun. And then I think at 11 o'clock we will be doing our post-match review or reaction to the game as well. Just because we are Tottenham TV are on and all the big ones, we didn't want to get messed up with them. So we're going to go on an hour later at 11 o'clock.
Right, Brian's apparently not a fan of our post-match review. Then
no, it sounded like that. I think he was more shouting at some fellow on the telly.
I know he was.
Mr. Hollywood Judas, we should call him.
Here's the comment from Duck Joe about Klinsmann ahead of being removed from because of stupid copyright. It's a shame that.
Good morning, Sean.
Morning, lads.
Sean, would you like to come on, Sean? Let us know yes or no.
More than welcome.
More than welcome, sir.
Phil saying so. Brian is undecided on Rudiger.
I think it's more yes, and then he decided no. I think he's 50-50. So we'll have to.
I think Brian's more sort of salivating about all the great signings that Mr. Levy.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Griezmann and Mbappe and Haaland, and we need competition for Kane, so they're going to come in.
Scarlett Johansson, Mila Kunis, all these people he promised us, and he hasn't delivered.
Yeah.
There's no Adele yet, so I mean that obviously everything's out.
We've got one here from Wayne Bonner.
I'd rather have Stuart Nethercott back than Rudiger.
That says a lot about Stuart Nethercott.
I thought Stuart Nethercott was unfairly battered by fans.
Mark Cousins.
At least he cared.
Yeah, he did.
Mark Cousins. So who is this mystery guest then, please? We shall get to that at the moment.
Yeah,
I do believe we have a winner, though.
Yeah.
Wayne Bonner, get one or two in January and get the pre-contract signed for the summer so Conte has a full pre-season with his team. Absolutely agree. Yeah. Duck Drive saying Gary Stevens.
Now I can say I did try him, but Gary Stevens doesn't do YouTube or anything anymore. He lives in Asia now.
I speak to him quite a bit. He lives in Thailand.
He does,
and the time zones are just horrific.
Yeah, but he is a supporter of this channel. So good morning to Gary, and thank you very much. He's liked a few of our links we've put up. So thank you very much, Gary. Legendary Tottenham player. Sean Butler here.
He's saying paper talk guys reacting to clickbait headlines. Yeah, no, a lot of it will be.
Yeah,
It's
just what we find, Sean. You know, I'm not gonna. It's nice to put it up there. It's good for a discussion. But
yeah,
we understand.
Agents want to take their players to everybody, and channels want to have headlines for everybody as well. It's the way it
Ryan McFarland.
He's saying Steve Perryman.
That's another good guess. It
is a good guess.
But might not, but it's not right. So keep guessing.
Duck Jive 1 saying that is a good guess. Says Carl Simpson.
Yeah.
Carl Simpson saying Stephen Carr.
Oh, I wish. I would love to get Chrissy Houghton, like Tony Galvin and Stephen Carr. What an Irish show that would be.
Everyone gets a pint of Guinness that night.
Yeah.
Moondog saying afternoon, Dermot, Coover, and Ben.
Good afternoon, Moondog. Thank you.
Mate.
And that man down there.
I'm Brian.
Yeah, I think he's 15 because you've got to remember when you're putting the comments on, you can't see my face. Moondog, another great supporter. I thought I looked like Wurzel Gummidge.
Actually, I'll do you at the top, Dako, if I'm quite right at the bottom.
Fair enough. Good Guma, lovely.
I like hiding.
The same.
Actually, we'll put Ben at the bottom here. We'll change it around a little bit. It's like musical chairs here.
Ben's looking for the gap.
Good morning, Guguma. Thank you for joining in.
John, put me at the bottom. I'm fine at the bottom now.
No, you're a legend.
To prop up everybody.
You're the sex symbol of the show, so we'll have to have you at the top.
Carl Simpson said, I know Mbappe, but said no, but Spider-Man has done more than scouting than our own scouts. Yeah, fair enough. Mbappe would be nice.
I would love Batman, Spider-Man, and Superman.
They're here.
And Wonder Woman.
Especially Wonder Woman.
Definitely Wonder Woman, yeah.
I wonder why, Ben. Let me get a wonder why. Right, Good morning, guys. Moondog says.
Morning, Moondog. Yep. I'm still, Wayne Bonner saying, I'm still waiting for us to be linked with Thanos, Iron Man, and Thor in the transfer window. Absolutely.
Thanos for the back four, Iron Man in the middle, and Thor up front. I mean, what a backbone to any team.
Derek Hutchinson saying Mickey Hazard. Another
guess. One for Mickey Hazard. Good guess.
Sean Butler, Stuart Nethercott. Now, is that a guess for who we got on the show, or is he questioning who was Stuart?
I think that's a guess for who we got on the show. That's another good guess.
Even I know who Stuart Nethercott is.
Yeah, mate. Even worse, there's David Kerslake on the goddamn pitch here.
I know. Guguma saying hi to Wayne Bonner. How are you? Fine, thanks. Good morning, Guguma. And Guguma saying that. Sean Butler, Dean Austin. Another good guess. Will be read in a couple of minutes. Go on,
it's been more than a couple of minutes. You're extending the time every time we say
it. Just let's get through the comments, Ben. Yeah. That's all I'm trying to do, and then we're winning that. So go on, Coop, read this out, sir.
Moondog saying I won't be on too long. Just I bought a laser engraver and thought it would be a good idea to engrave wood in the kitchen, and I've been overcome with fumes. Nice one, mate.
All right. Just give us a few more minutes, Moondog, and we'll get it out for you.
Guguma saying hello, Dermot, Ben, Cooper, Ben, and Brian.
Good morning.
Hello, Guguma. Always lovely to see your name. Moondog saying sorry, Brian. And Wayne saying, hey there, Guguma, I'm good. How are you? Good to see you. Saying people saying hello to each other. Mickey Hazard is Graham's guess. That's another one.
A few for Mickey Hazard, hasn't there?
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Says Guguma, Carl Simpson. Gary Doherty, our own defensive striker. Is he going to be on the show? That Stephen Carr, another good guess. Guguma saying, I'm well, thank you, Dwayne. Great to see you too. I'm just back to the gym, not pumped up via sports TV. They were showing Tottenham games. Oh, well, can't argue with that.
I needed Guguma yesterday when we were having our argument about which music is better, modern music or classic music. I brought up BTS, and Gaguma will certainly know who BTS is because they're like the biggest thing since big.
Just
So
very
I needed
quickly,
Gaguma.
very quickly, they could. Moondog's asking what we're guessing on. What we're guessing on, lads?
We
So
have a very special guest coming on 5:30 on Friday. Spurs legend, and people are guessing on who the legend is, and the one who gets the first correct guess will get to fire their own question to them. So have your best shot.
Derek, I have to say, they did say the word legend.
Yeah, Jamie O'Hara.
Jamie O'Hara legend.
We've got here Martin Yole.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
I would love.
It's not Martin Yole, but we would love to get him onto the show.
And it's not Levy Moondog. Right? Do you think
I'll tell you one thing, though. If it had been Levy, I'd have told you one thing. You would have been accepting guests on. One in particular.
You?
Yes.
Right. I'm going to have to put myself here at the top here because I will be announcing it. Hang on.
That would be like a 3-second show if we got Brian and Daniel Levy on.
Right. No, you know what? I would start off nice as pie. Hey, Daniel, how you doing? Yeah, really good. How's the family? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, good. And then I would just switch. It'll
be like the scene from American Werewolf in London with your hands growing longer. And
yeah, you know, I started. Did everyone remember Harry Enfield with the teenagers when he was Kevin and Perry? I'll be like, yes, this person. That's what I'll be like to begin with, and then I'll just switch.
That's for Ben.
Good.
BTS. That tells you how big BTS are. That even Robbie, everyone knows who they are.
Robbie Keane, that'd be another one we'd love to have on. It's not him though.
No, it's not him.
Eric Torstrat, that's a good show.
Yeah.
Hitchin, no.
Hitchin or Sheringham.
Teddy Sheringham. I don't. Some of these I don't know if we'd be able to get them because they have commitments elsewhere.
And can I just say very quickly, this is why we ask for donations so we can get these guests on.
Sol Campbell?
Yeah, no, not Sol Campbell. He'll never come on. Mark, I'm sorry. I was going to put you on the timeout because I know you got 5 minutes. You got a bench for 5 minutes.
Derek Hutchinson saying Graham Roberts. That's another good shout.
Yeah, that's a very good shout.
Another one for Graham Roberts from Stephen Cartwright. No. Ledley King would love to again. That'll be a great shout.
Right, I think it's time for the announcement, don't you, Keith?
Let's go for it, Dermot. Then.
Right, let me find the comment. Right, we've got one more comment in.
How do you spell Tremazani again?
With a capital T. Right, Friday.
Jacques Santini says Carl Simpson. No, thank you.
Let me find the comment again if I can find it.
But I feel a bit bored just seeing the name Jacques Santini.
Right, on Friday. This has taken a month and a bit between myself and Phil and Hoover. We are delighted to announce that the legend, that is the babyface assassin, Tottenham's record. Yeah, Ollie at the wheel. Tottenham's record appearance for Tottenham, the most successful for trophies for Tottenham. He played from Tottenham from 1967 until 1967-68 until 1986. He was involved in two UEFA Cup wins, 2 League Cup wins, 2 FA Cup wins. He was the captain of the marvellous team of the 1980s. He played in all of the 70s, a little bit the 60s. And Ryan McFadden got it right. It is the great Steve Perriman who will be joining us live 5:30 on our channel Friday to talk about his favourite game, which will be showing the 1972 UEFA Cup semi-final first leg, Tottenham Hotspur versus AC Milan. And that's who we got on. So Ryan, get your question in. You'll be the first question we're going to read out on Friday. But thank you for everyone who put their guesses in. There's some great guesses in there. And that's who's coming on Friday.
Just a quick question on that. Have you got any moderators in the group?
Not at the moment.
Okay, what I would advise you to do is before Stevie Perryman comes on, to have a couple, just in case you get a few idiots or spammers that think they're clever.
Yeah.
And the last thing you need is Stevie Perryman coming on, the legend that is, having to see comments or read things that aren't things that it should be saying. So I would suggest you get a couple of mods set before you have him on.
Yeah. Well, that's something we will sort out. We might get you as one, Brian, if you're free.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, get you and Ben as two moderators if you two are free. So it gives you a chance to meet him as well, Brian, because I would love you to meet him. That's my little treat for you to meet Steve Perryman on Friday.
Well, thank you.
So that's my little treat to you. Shall we get some of these comments, see what people are saying, Phil?
Absolutely. I just love the way Ryan McFarlane's reacting now. Like, brilliant, no pressure, lol.
Yeah.
yeah. You got it, Steve Perryman. You're gonna have to get something going on.
Yeah. We've got David Hutchinson here.
He was getting at Sheringham. It was a good guess. I mean,
good.
Drum roll, please. Yeah, we should have done it, shouldn't we?
Yeah,
big build up. Gigomas. What's that? That was the drum roll. Of course, it was.
Yeah.
Get in. What a guest. Looking forward to that. Great job, guys. Wow, I can't wait, says Moondog. We can't wait either. Wow, that is awesome, says Kaguma. Yeah, we're really excited by this.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll learn who he is by watching Spurs. Wayne Bonner said.
We might put on the Steve Perryman match tonight, actually, or tomorrow morning. We might do tomorrow morning a Steve Perryman.
We featured one of his. We featured his final game, or was it his debut? I think it was his final game we featured.
Yeah, well, yeah.
There's Ryan McFarlane said, "Wow, brilliant," and no pressure. And then Wayne Bonner after this one.
Yeah.
I'll be a mod if you want to go down road. Yeah, more than well. So
more than merrier.
Very trusted people on the channel here at the moment. Actually, yeah. Gaguma, Wayne Bonner. Yes, I'm trying to get her on board with us.
Yeah,
good stuff. Are we still talking about Wonder Woman? John Fitzpatrick, Dermot, have you got your Irish Spurs 11? Oh, keeps asking.
It will be announced tonight or tomorrow. I'm not sure when I'm going to announce it, but I'm waiting for one more player to fit in. But yeah, I've got 10, so I need to find one more player. It's not as easy as people think it is. Believe me, it's not.
No, indeed. Sorry, who else we got? Mark Cousins. Can I ask, is Stevie P still at Exeter?
It's at MK Dons, right?
He's at MK Dons.
Yeah, he's a executive director or something like that at MK Dons.
Associate director, isn't it? I think that's the title.
Yeah.
He's the first person I bring in as executive director when I take over Tottenham Hotspur Football Club.
Yeah.
What about me and Cooper?
You're in
Brian,
there. Brian's definitely in there.
Head of security.
Gaguma laughing away at John Fitzpatrick there. Moondog saying, I supported since 1967. So Steve Perryman has been a big part of my growing up, been through the years with him.
Yeah.
Definitely debut season and your debut and supporting as well. So that must be quite a special player for you.
So that is our special guest on Friday, Mr. Steve Perryman. And
Dermot has been giggling like a little schoolgirl ever since we found that out.
John Butler's missed the name, apparently.
Butler.
Yeah. Hang on, read this one from...
Okay.
Yeah,
AI's got it now.
He's got it now.
Carl Simpson just saying he's at MK Dons. Maybe we can see if they want LA back. Just as a favour. I think he'd do well if he went back to MK Dons, wouldn't he? Almost seems like he needs to drop down a level at this point.
I'd rather play Steve Perryman.
Yeah, there you go, Sean. Come on there for a minute if you want to. Yeah, and then Sean saying it's the name now, and then he goes, "Wow." I'm going to leave you in the hands of the capable hands of Kuva, Brian, and Ben. Sorry, guys, I have to drop out. So I'm going to be in the background for a little while. Sean's
Cool.
on now, so I'll bring Sean on now. And then I will drop out. Hi, Sean. Good morning.
Shorty
Morning,
boy.
everyone. How you
Good
doing?
morning, sir.
Morning, mate.
Wow,
Did
what
you
a
hear-
name! What a name! How'd you get
I
that?
know.
How'd you wrangle that one? That's amazing.
It's called Irish. It's called Irish and English charm. Irish charm for me.
Congratulations.
That
Yeah.
it is Dermot's hard work. This one, I believe.
So have you been, Dermot, have you just been like bombarding every blue tick ex-Tottenham player on Twitter with a
No.
templated tweet? Get on my show! Come on,
No.
my show!
No, what happened was I watch his podcast on Facebook. He does his own podcast every week on
Okay.
Facebook. And basically just messaged him on Facebook. He sent me back a message. I sent him an email, and that's how it started. And because it's very hard for me to ring international calls in Ireland with the phone I'm with, I had to give it to Phil to do. So Phil's been doing we rang him before Christmas, we left him for Christmas and his birthday. And then for the last 2 days, we've just been finding the details. When
That's
he
insane,
can come on.
man. What time's the show?
5:30 on Friday.
Can't wait. Well done, mate. That's really awesome for you guys. Well done. Congratulations.
Yeah, it is. And this is why I'd say we do ask for donations, because it does help us get people like Steve Perryman in and players
Oh,
like
okay.
Willock.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Yeah. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
so I'm not just asking them for the good of help, but it does put money in so we can get Cove, I would leave you in charge now. So
No worries,
I'll still do the comments in the background, so just give me a thumbs up when you want them done, all right?
Okay,
and
well,
everyone
I can go through them. Relax, mate.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Okay.
I'll
All right.
get under control.
Okay. See you later, lads. God bless
Will
you.
do.
See you,
Bye-bye.
Derm.
Cheers, Dermot. There we go. Dermot's still not particularly well at the moment, but he's totally made up with the Steve Perryman.
I bet. Yeah.
new stuff. Really, really looking forward to that. It's amazing stuff.
You'd have to be. I'd have to say that if and please God, and there will be a day where I do it, I get Gazza on my show. What you've just seen with with Dermot is small fry. I will be crying. I might pass out. I literally, my voice will go ultra hyper, mate. When you have your hero and you're able to get him onto your channel, let alone meet him, is just something very, very special. So the adrenaline has got to be pumping through his veins like never before.
Yeah, so good. So good.
Well,
mate.
it's easier for me because I must should be for you as well, Brian, because we've dealt with Hollywood Phil now, so
Yeah.
we're used to rubbing shoulders with big time. But I mean, Stevie Perryman and Paul Gascoigne, easy enough. Then,
Get him
isn't it?
in. Stick him in the green room. I don't care. You're nothing
See
to
if
me, mate.
if they've got any questions for Hollywood Phil, that's what I.
Mate, you're looking at that. In this 5-3-2 we play, could you imagine a holding midfielder as Stevie and a midfielder of Gazza and Hoddle?
I don't think I can imagine that all in one go.
That would be like, could you imagine what we would do to teams? Literally, all in their prime, it would have been like, ho, ho, ho.
think I might have to go off air now for a little bit.
I need a cigarette, so I am going off air, but I'll be right back.
I'll need a cigarette in a minute.
I'm back in 2 seconds, boys.
No problem. Ryan McFarlane saying his question for Stevie is going to be which was the best Spurs team he played in. Hang on to the thoughts that Ryan, because nearer the time you might think of something even more interesting that you won't have a chance to at any other time.
How long do you get them for? How long is he on for?
We're imagining sort of 5:30 till 7ish, but I mean it's obviously play it by ear. It depends on Steve himself. Obviously he's going to be a busy man with other things as well. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so cool, man. That's so cool.
Absolutely. I know he's going to want to do a big up for his latest book as well. So we'll probably have a talk about that as well. the book's going to be a great book as well. I mean, if you're going to pick a player over the last few generations to have a book out for Spurs, it would be Stevie Perryman, because he's gone through two of the most successful periods in the club's history, and it's all with him heavily involved. Great player to have that, to bring out a book. Here we go. Gaguma, hello, Sean.
Hi, Gaguma. How are you?
Moondog, well, lads, I got to go as these fumes are too much now.
I read that first post. I'm going to try a little bit of engraving, see what happens. What could go wrong?
Don't go too near Aunt Sally. She's flammable. Carl Simpson saying afternoon, Sean.
Hi, Carl. Hi, Carl.
And Gaguma's later to Dermot. Mark Cousins again, just come in. If you ever get Gary on, please invite me on, as you know what he means to me. Oh, Gary Mabbott, definitely. Would absolutely love to have Gary Mabbott on as well. I can imagine he's exceptionally busy, though. So much work he does for charity, especially. During the COVID, the amount of phone calls alone that he does for just people. I
used to have Stephen Iverson's number from the financial. I wonder if I can dig it out and see if he wants to come on for a little chat.
Stefan Everson,
yeah. What did I just call him? Stevie Iverson.
Stephen Iverson, yeah.
Sorry, Stefan Iverson. I used to have Stefan Iverson's number, yeah. Used to go gambling with him.
Everson. He's a Norwegian. It's an Everson.
Well, I won't handle the call just in case I get his name wrong 4 times in the first 10 seconds.
Dermot just chipping in again. Thanks for the kind words. Sorry I have to log off, but I'll be back later. No worries, mate. You take care, Dermot. No worries at all. You know how polite Dermot is? He asks me if he's allowed to come back on the show sometimes. It's his show. I mean,
yeah.
It's so funny, but it's just the good manners of the man. You've got to love him.
Yeah.
Ryan McFarlane, thanks, Cougar. My dad suggested that one, so I think I will stick with it for my dad. Oh yeah, fair enough. Fair play, mate. I'm gonna have to write it down as well, just in case you get held up and don't get a chance to ask it at the time, so it gets asked no matter what. Right, what are we making of the game so far? We were just waiting for that Jurgen Klinsmann moment, I think.
What is the game? 94 season, is it?
It is. It's the
Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely. Jurgen Klinsmann's debut match, Sheffield Wednesday, first game of the season.
This was the season. I think this was the season. Wait, this was 94-95, wasn't it?
Is it 94, 95, or is it 93, 94? It's one of those.
I can't remember. I think this was
95.
I think this was my first season ticket year. It was either this one or the season before.
Right. Yeah. You'll remember it as well as I will then. Teddy Sheringham. What
the season of my birth as well. The season of my birth. 94, 95.
Keep forgetting how young you are, mate.
You are so young, mate. You've got so much time ahead of you. All the best years ahead of you. You bastard. Oh, sorry.
Now.
I bloody hate you, mate.
I pulled out just in time. Yeah. That's what she said.
I'm booing a certain someone. He needs to be booed.
Loving all this booing of Judas going on.
Oh, Sol Campbell. That's Sol Campbell. Nice. Yeah, I was wondering what you do. Who's that?
I mean, that's another question. I mean, would you ask that to Steve Perryman? What does he make of Sol Campbell?
He'd probably say F blind C.
Well, I don't know. He's got to be pretty diplomatic.
Yeah, he's got to be diplomatic. You've got
still
to be
an ambassador for the club and for Exeter and for Milton MK Dons. So, of course, he'll speak well of everybody.
Except for
privately, on the other hand, that could be anything. Who knows? John Fitzpatrick saying Sean's laugh cracks me up. Yeah, me too, mate.
I got to pull back a little bit. I feel like I laugh too much at your jokes, Kuba. So it's getting a little bit irritating.
Well, yeah, that is ridiculous because they're not that funny.
No, you're a very funny man, mate. You should be in comedy. You definitely deserve to be in comedy.
What?
Very
Arsenal,
funny.
You mean?
What's that?
Arsenal, you mean?
Yeah. So I think a little bit higher brow than that. We're going to go higher brow than Arsenal. But
West Ham.
Well,
yeah, West Ham.
Oh dear. Oh, that'll be good. Broadcast from the back of a caravan. Dermot saying Spurs board, Ben chair. Oh, Spurs board, Ben as chairman, Coover director of football, Brian Unfilled, see Lady Dermot. Sean is overseas development manager. Why overseas? Oh, I suppose the Stephen Iverson.
I can't believe I said that so wrong. Like, he was one of my favourite players that I was getting. Was he 97, 98 season? Did he come in? I think that then, wasn't it?
No, it must be quite close to this.
There's a couple. He replaced Jurgen Klinsmann, didn't he? I'm serious.
Chris Armstrong replaced him.
Oh, that's it. Chris Armstrong. Yeah, Chris Armstrong. Yeah, his arms are strong, but his ankle wasn't.
I'm just doing my pre-Chelsea COVID test. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm just doing the bit I hate doing, and then I'll come back on camera. No one needs to see that.
It's going to come up lily white.
So Chris Armstrong replaced Jurgen. So Stefan Iversen then was a couple of years later. Must have been 98. Yeah,
that would be about the right period. I liked Stefan Iversen. He didn't score. He wasn't prolific or anything, but he was a good, honest sort of lad.
Yeah, good-looking guy as well. It's very easy on the eye, even though I'm not in that. I don't go that way, but I still can appreciate a good-looking man.
You never used to be that way, but he turned you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, when I was about 12 years old, I had some weird feelings. Anyway,
Dermot's carrying on there. Brian's main security. Definitely keep Levy out. Is that it? Gaguma was saying, "Me Too" sounds like a Lucky Charms cereal for Gaguma. So replying to John Fitzpatrick. There we go. Wayne Bonner saying Everson was 96-97. That makes sense.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
John Fitzpatrick. I'm well. Sorry, Kaguma saying to John Fitzpatrick, I'm well, thank you. Excited for the game. Yeah.
Same here.
And we're caught up on comments. And Dermot was doing them even though I said leave it. I'll sort it. He just can't help himself. He's there like with his Tomy's My First Computer in the background. Like
he asks permission to come on, but at the same time, when you tell him, don't worry, mate, I've got the comments, he's still going to do them anyway.
He's going to do them anyway, yeah. That's Dermot putting Sean on the naughty step for a moment.
I was like, cut out, was I? Oh, you gig, Dermot.
That's the Dermot special, that one.
Nice.
You know you've said too much when you get suddenly taken out of the channel for a few seconds.
It's great. He's playing God. He's playing God in the background.
He is. Oh, he seems all charm and everything, but when it comes down to it, he is brutal, was Dermot. I can sense something's coming in a minute. Anyway, what we've had everybody else talking about it this morning. Sean, how about yourself? Transfer market this January window. Anything major going on for you? Dermot saying, "I am God."
Well, I'd like to play a little game, and I'm going to make it up on the spot. So I might might adapt it. Like you guys might hear the idea of the game, and then come up with better suggestions for the game. But I'd rather let's if I was to give you 3 options, right? You got to pick one. What would you rather? And they're all going to be somewhat enticing, but not be perfect. But you have to pick one, right? So. Would you rather, in column A, Dusan Vlahovic signs for Tottenham on a pre-agreement to play in June, but the news also comes out same day that Hugo Lloris signs a pre-contract for to go back to France, to Lyon, and we can't sign anybody, we can't sign a replacement goalkeeper in this window. So as of the summer, we're in trouble. We have to find a replacement goalkeeper. So that's column A, right? Sign Dusan, lose Hugo, no replacement. Column B, sign Kessie, get Hugo on a long-term contract. Harry Kane signs a long-term contract. Vlahovic goes to Arsenal. And I'm trying. I don't like this game. I'm making this up as I'm going along, so we can play this as many, just different variations of somewhat good, somewhat bad, right? And option C is we sign Kessie, we sign Rudiger, but Romero breaks his leg in the first game he comes back, and Eric Dyer dislocates his ankle when he's out for the rest of the season. I'm making these up now. I've run out of options. I've run out of steam on the third one.
I thought you were going to give me good options like Mila Kunis. Yeah. I thought you were going to give me Mila Kunis, Scarlett Johansson, or Farah Kieli. That's what I want to know.
It started off fine with the first option.
I know. I ran out of steam.
Turned into the next instalment of Saw.
No, I ran out of steam. Yeah, I know. The third one was terrible. We can play this game better than I've just given the options. But essentially, what I'd like to do is like categories of good news and bad news.
Would you want to win the League Cup, or do you want to cut your own foot off?
Okay, so option A is obviously the easy one there. I need to find a better option C, right? But you understand what I'm going at? Let's play this, see if we can play a game where there's good and bad outcomes for January, and not all of them. You got to pick one. I understand
why you sunk so low down in the seat now. Is that a little tricycle you've got there? So you can go to the camera. Let's play a game.
That's it. I'm coming up. Yeah, so Dusan Vlahovic signs for Arsenal, but we sign Hugo Lloris, Harry Kane on new contracts, and we get Kessie in. And I'll even throw in someone else. I'll even throw in and Traore. We also sign Traore, plus we get Dele Alli off the books and Ndombele sold as well. How's that for a window versus a window where we sign Vlahovic on his own, but we also lose Hugo Lloris?
Okay, just very quickly, I just want to comment on something very different. So I'm just coming. John Fitzpatrick, first of all, thank you. I've Instagrammed you today. One of the great things about us growing is we get to speak to people all over the world, and John's all the way in Australia, and I can't begin to describe what his support, especially to me, means to me. I believe it's on Sky, not BT. Very quick, it's on Sky.
Yeah, Sky tonight.
So sorry, I just wanted to say that, but yeah, Derek Hutchinson comes up with the best option where he says none of them leave you out, and I'm firmly behind that secret option D. I'll go last.
Secret option D.
Just a second. Just a second. Did you see that shot then? Did you see the shot then of the three of them? Gary Mabber, Ozzy Ardiles, and I think I spotted Steve Perryman in the picture as well at the same point there.
Yeah, it was his assistant, wasn't he?
Yeah, I was just thinking, what a great photo that is. But never mind. Sorry, go on, Ben.
Well, wait, there's your screenshot for the show on Friday.
Good idea. Get out. Get out the club now.
Hey, so Campbell.
Yes.
I want to know why you're such a
loser. Yeah.
So that's a proper defender.
That is proper bloke.
No, he hasn't even taken the captain's armband from whoever has got it. Look at him go. Goal, if I remember correctly. Correct.
There we go. It's not bad.
Look at Gary Mabber, super sub.
Absolutely.
Nick Barmby. Wow.
I love those sort of drives, straight as an arrow, goalkeeper awesome. Flailing at thin air.
It's not even that good, but when you watch it on the replay, he actually nutmegs the defender.
Yeah.
Not on the floor as well, like in midair. So that's a skill.
What a goal.
Yeah, lovely. So I presume my game is falling on deaf ears. I'll take it.
No, it's
okay. It's okay. It's fine. It was a loose game anyway. I wasn't particularly thought through.
It hasn't fallen on deaf ears, bro. Listen, my option is always going to be get Dusan Vlahovic. And listen, you say we lose Lloris. We're going to lose Lloris at some point. At some point, we're going to lose him.
Yeah.
And I'd rather lose him knowing a world-class striker's coming in than just the fact of losing him. Listen, if I would think, but then I realised that this is Tottenham Hotspur. that there would be some kind of contingency plan already in action should anything happen. But hey ho, this is Tottenham Hotspur. It's January the 5th, and we still can't have a meeting. But
I don't believe that rumor either, mate. I think that's that whole. I'm sure there's rumors. I'm sure there's meetings that have been happening. I think this 4D chess.
You know what? With any other club, I would believe you. I would believe you. It's just the fact of the 21 years. There may well have been a meeting, but mud sticks.
Listen, man, you say 21 years like we haven't made progress. You know, I think.
No, I'm not saying no. On the pitch with transfers and players we could have had in, we haven't. You can say we've made the odd like Undembele like big transfer, whatever. But if I went through the players we could have had, and not just rumoured to, could have had, this team would be goddamn great. This team would not be top 4; it would be top 3 or two, even 1.
But every club's going to have like coulda, woulda, shouldas, right?
Yeah, but every club isn't Tottenham Hotspur. Norwich I'm saying the players we could have had. If I told you right now, we could have had Skriniar, Fernandes, Grealish, Dybala, Coutinho in that squad now, officially in that squad. Advanced talk, everything agreed. Yeah. This team would be a lot further along than we are now. This whole Levy out wouldn't be anywhere far as where it was. 1 trophy within 21 years wouldn't be an object. It would be an absolute joke because we'd be flying with them. And it's all because of what we could have had and what we've been promised, and that hasn't been delivered.
See, man, I just don't. I don't agree. I can't agree.
Well, that's fine, mate. You've got every right to agree. This is why.
I know. I get it.
This is why, once again, on February the 1st, we will see. We will see. But I will say, Sean,
what would it take? No, I said to you yesterday on this show. These are the 3 outs for me. The 3 strikes you out that would get me down to your side about Levy. What would it take for you to come up towards? Oh, actually, Levy's starting to win me over.
5 years of constantly backing a manager. 5 whole years. And I don't mean buy every player we're linked with, so I know that's not realistic. But 5 years of consistently, if a manager says, I want this player, like, for instance, we'll say a Fernandes. Go get that guy, a Fernandes. Not a Fernandes with the same name. Not someone who looks like... If he says, like with Inter Milan, where I'm sure when he went to the board and said, I want Ashley Young, they would have said, do you know what? That's a 35-year-old left-back who's not really... And Inter still said, okay, that's what you want. You're the manager. We'll go get him. That's what I want.
Do you not give Daniel Levy credit? Because I'm taking it that the way that your perspective on Levy is such that if you criticize him for all of the things that could have been, that in your mind that should have been, that aren't, then you have to also at the same time give him the praise for the things that have gone well, right? You have to. Mate,
I'm the first to say that if I ever got divorced from my wife, I want his legal team to take care of it, because when she gets remarried, her husband will be paying me for goddamn fucking marrying her. That's when it comes to the business side. There is no one better.
Not just the business side. I think that there's not even a debate about how good he's been off the field with the stadium, the training. That's like he's the greatest chairman that there is when it comes to off the field stuff. There's no other chairman in the world that have transformed the club in the last 20 years like Tottenham has been transformed with off the pitch stuff. But even on the pitch stuff, we had out for the previous under the Irving Scholar regime and under the Alan Sugar regime. Our average Premier League ranking or Division 1 ranking was about 11. Now it's about under Daniel Levy, it's about 5.4 or something from memory. Right, we qualified for the Champions League 6 years.
He's got lucky with 3 managers.
Well, okay, but you're saying so if you're attributing success to luck and you're attributing failure to poor decision making. I feel like you can't run with the foxes and hunt with the hound. Like you have to either credit all and all the good with the bad, or you have to be reasonable and say that
why did the 3 managers, Yol, Redknapp, Pochettino, why did they all leave? How did they all leave?
It's obviously a chairman makes the decision to get rid of them, right?
Yeah, but each time Martin Yol is the very reason that we are here right now.
Yeah, I love Martin Jol.
He started the whole transformation.
Yeah.
Got sacked at half-time in the most despicable, heinous, revolting, unclassy, disrespectful way ever. Who did it? Daniel Levy.
Yeah, okay.
Harry Redknapp could have got us the league. Wanted Carlos Tevez and Gary Cahill. Got Ryan Nelson
Harry
and Louis
Redknapp sold his own badge.
Then that carried. Don't get me wrong. Harry Redknapp didn't help himself with the England debacle and everything.
Correct. Yeah.
And he ran his mouth. But again, wasn't back. Left. Pochettino, who did things on a shoestring, had Paul Mitchell wanting players to come in. Daniel Levy wouldn't listen. He left saying, I can't work with Levy. Pochettino says time and time again, I need this, I need this, I need this.
And why does he want to come back?
Pochettino doesn't want to come back.
Yes, he does.
He wants to come back. Yeah, in a long... Listen, Pochettino wants to come back because he said he's got unfinished business. And yes, he does.
With the guy that you say was responsible for him
I would welcome Pochettino back at any time under a different owner. I don't want him anywhere near our club.
I just want to remind you that in the pre-match press conference to the Champions League final, the pre-match press conference, Pochettino said, "I'm going to leave. Well, if I win this, what else can I achieve? I'll go back to Argentina." Like, what sort of message does that send? He's playing.
Sean. Yeah. Again, I get that. That he said the wrong thing. Right. I don't think he meant it that way, but it came out. Obviously, once you say it live on a press conference, you can't go, "Oops, I didn't mean that." It's out there. He couldn't get it back from what he said. He should not have said that. But the years building up to that, and getting us there to do things on a shoestring.
It wasn't a shoestring, mate. We signed some class players. Like you're talking about the players that we could have signed, the players we didn't sign. What about the players we did sign?
Let me educate you now. Now you like to talk about finances. I'm gonna fucking wallop you fucking silly right now with fucking wording. Okay. This is where we're going. Okay. So this is why I love doing this. And Sean, you know I love you to pieces. And you know this is well, mate. This is just banter. When he came to Southampton, when he came to Tottenham, he had a meeting with Mr. Levy. I want Schneidlin. Look what I did with him at Southampton. Get him in. I want Morgan Schneidlin.
Okay.
Didn't come in because Daniel Levy said, right, you need a defensive midfielder. I can see that. I said, let me buy you Benjamin Stambouli for $500,000.
How do you know? How do you know what happened? One thing at a time. How do you know what happened in the meeting with Schneider?
Because it's well documented.
No, it's not. It's rumours. It's rumours. It's paper talk.
This is why I start getting annoyed with people like this. Because when it's transfer things like this and we go through it for 21 years, it's rumours, it's hearsay. Don't worry, new manager. This changes. This time will be different. That time will be different. There's a month of Sundays coming up. It's the 85th of November next week. All this bullshit comes out. But then when there's documents saying that these transfers didn't happen, it's rumours.
Where's the documents?
You tell me I can't, whatever you said, run with the foxes and hunt with the hat, whatever that saying was. Yeah. You people on the other side can't have it both ways. I'll give you another example. Another example. When we had the bail money, AVB wanted Christian Eriksen and one more player. I can't remember what the other player was out of that 7. He wanted Matinho. He wanted other players. But Baldini got the money and AVB was told, this is the director of football. This is what he does. We bring in the players. You coach them. But the second when Pochettino left and Levy said, I kept offering him players, but he didn't want them, so I didn't get them. Why is it okay for you to get them when AVB didn't want them, but it is okay for you to say no to Poch or say, no, Poch, I'm bringing these players in, whether you like it or not, like I did with AVB. You don't want these players. I do. Bring them in.
Who made that decision? You think Daniel Levy decided the players?
Daniel Levy, when he came, if you go and watch it when Poch left, it is documented. He has come out with his fucking lying lips and said, I kept offering people to Pochettino and he said no. He said no.
I'm going to add to this.
Yeah, said no, maybe on financial reasons, but not on player. No, Daniel Levy's not making. Daniel Levy's not saying.
You can't have it. You can't have it that Baldini brought money in for the Bale players and AVB didn't get what he wanted. And seeing that he didn't get what he wanted, that happened. But then on the other hand, when it doesn't happen to Poch, and Poch didn't get players because Levy said he didn't want them. He cannot have it both ways. You cannot.
What ways are you talking about, mate? If you let me ask you a question, you're getting angry. And
I'm getting very angry.
Yeah,
Not at
okay.
you.
No,
Not at you.
relax,
Not
mate.
at you. Not at you.
Relax. all I'm trying to say is, mate, is that Daniel Levy isn't the person who's out there making the. Daniel Levy's writing the checkbook, right? And Daniel Levy,
No, he's the one that's not writing the checkbook.
He spent 150 million pounds on 3 players in the last 18 months, mate.
But how have they done? Are they what the manager wanted?
Whose fault is that, bro? That's not Daniel Levy's fault.
So, because it's fucking Levy's fault. If you stop buying stupid, shitty players for shit money, if you stop buying Jack Clark for 10 million and then offered the extra 10 million to get Fernandez in, we would have Fernandez. If you didn't, fuck it. Dybala. I watched Dybala like a hawk because I fucking love that dude. Dybala, we went 6 weeks, and I will tell you the exact.
Then, mate, become a scout. Become a scout for Tottenham Hotspur.
6 weeks before the transfer deadline, we went in for him. And then all the image rights couldn't get it done. It stopped. Then Lukaku and Dybala was a possible deal. Didn't work. On the final day of that transfer window, breaking news, Spurs go in for Dybala again. Knowing there was 14 million that had to be done for the fucking image rights. Had no intention of paying it, but look, Spurs are going for it again. Daniel Levy's trying to get a player. Then he doesn't get him and says we have no money. Then he has the audacity to sack Poch, pay him 14 million, and then hire Mourinho on 105 grand a week more, and we have no money. We have no money.
Why did he sack Poch? Because Poch had the audacity to think he was above his station, mate. That's why he sacked Poch. Poch comes out on the morning, like you've already acknowledged, mate. Hang on a second. Can I get a word in?
Of course you can, Sean. Of course you can.
Mate. Thanks, buddy. I feel like I worry sometimes that your arguments are blinkered around.
Nope.
Let me start by saying this because I absolutely adore you as. Yeah, I know, but sometimes the arguments come across a little bit intellectually lazy when you don't consider variables, mate. You don't consider the fact that Pochettino, you've just admitted that Pochettino fucked his own. He shot himself in the foot by on the morning of the biggest game of Tottenham's life. He comes out arrogantly and pretends, missays whatever out of context. At any rate, he has said, "Oh, what else is there for me to do?" He's getting above his station, and Daniel Levy says, "If that's the way you want to be, I can be a stubborn prick as well." Sorry, I shouldn't swear. A stubborn guy as well, right? Harry Redknapp screwed his own post by going off and trying to tout for the England job. The only manager that you've mentioned who was treated badly in the instance was Martin Jol. The other two...
Sean. Now who's blinkered, my friend? Now who's blinkered? How many times a leopard doesn't change his spot? If every manager comes out, Glenn goddamn Hoddle.
What did he do for Tottenham?
Don't read
in his managerial career.
Don't read his book. Don't read his book when he has said when he started realizing things went wrong is when he went and asked for Fernando Morientes and Samuel Eto'o at £6 million each.
Yeah.
And Levy said no.
So
don't read his book.
That's the first part.
Don't trust my words. Don't trust commentators. Read Glenn Hoddle's words.
Glenn Hoddle's book.
Unless Glenn Hoddle has a media bias. Paul Mitchell has a media bias. Harry Redknapp has a media bias.
Hang on, Brian. So if Daniel Levy brings a book out, are you going to trust the word that he says?
Oh, mate, I'll get it and slap it around his fucking bald head. I'll go to the book signing and smack it around his...
I'll step in for a moment. I'm going to add one thing to it. Sean, you have to listen also to other chairmen that have had dealings with Daniel Levy. And they back it up. He's difficult
to work for. Yeah, he's difficult to deal with. Yeah.
Oh, yes, you do.
So surely it's going to be reasonable to assume that Daniel Levy is also going to have that hardline sort of haggling attitude with his own manager.
I'm not sitting here. I feel like Brian is trying to present an argument that Daniel Levy, I've heard him say it, is a parasite, right? Is a cancer of the football club. Is the devil himself for Tottenham fans.
Correct.
And I'm saying, I'm not sitting here saying that Daniel Levy's an angel. I'm certainly not saying that he's a good guy. And I'm certainly not saying that he is in any way like infallible with his decision making. He is a flawed human being, no doubt. He has made tons of mistakes at
Let's
Tottenham,
move on.
No doubt. But he is nowhere near as bad of a chairman as
I support Tottenham Hotspur FC, not Monopoly FC. I don't care about Skywalks. I don't care about NFL. Or I don't like the NFL. I don't care about all the sodding shit that goes on. Let's buy a golf course.
It's all part of it, mate. Do you know what? You don't, Brian, you don't get to afford to pay.
Jordan, how many times in your life on the finances side have you been to Tottenham or around Tottenham Hotspur fans and heard them say the words, do you know what? I wish there was a hotel round here. I really love Tottenham and I'd like to expand my experience. As bullshit. Don't spend billions on a hotel. Invest in the team. Don't go and take loans out.
They have invested in the team. They've invested badly, but they have invested in the team. This argument that Tottenham don't invest in the team, it's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense.
No, you're not. Again, you're missing what I'm saying. He is doing it badly. He does not listen.
Not him.
He does not listen to Paul Mitchell, who left because Levy wouldn't listen to him. He won't listen to Mourinho. He won't listen to Poch. He won't listen to Joel. He won't listen to Redknapp because I want these players, but I will buy you the cheap. It's like when you go to an aftershave and you go to those cheap shops that do the knockoffs for cheap. It's like, oh, do you have that Morgan Schneidlin scent? No, have a Benjamin Stambouli. Do you have that Argentine defender?
I'm pretty sure that Conte would say to Daniel Levy, please buy me Dusan Vlahovic, right? It doesn't mean just because let me get a word in, mate. Yeah. It doesn't mean just because someone says I want someone that is going to happen. You can't treat like a child at Christmas saying I want to get the new Lego toy or I want to get the new Superman. That it happens, right? There's other variables. For example, what else is happening in the transfer market? For example, what are other clubs bidding? How much can other clubs afford? What do the agents want? Where does the player want to go? What are the families? Okay. There's a million variables that might mean that just someone saying, hang on, let me finish, bro. Let me finish. Let me finish. There's a million variables that can augment the idea of saying, if a manager says, I want X, go get X. It doesn't mean that Daniel Levy, in not getting him, it doesn't mean that there wasn't an effort. There's variables, and you're not aware of them. Neither am I. But just because the Daily Mail says something's true doesn't mean it is either, bro.
Sure, I don't dispute it. Ben, I'll be very quick. I know you want to. This is literally a one-word thing. Mate, I understand that. I understand that there are variables. I understand that we all want to do some Vlahovic. It's not Football Manager where you put a bid in, accepted, done. What I want to see is the attempt and the serious hard work behind it. We knew January was coming. Not, we're waiting or we're having a... No, Everton have needed new fullbacks. We're not even in the first week. They've got 2 fullbacks. Yeah. We have got money sitting there because of mismanagement where you can at least go, do you know what? Let's see if Vlahovic is interested. Let's actually see and show the fans.
How do you know that
and show the fans that pay the highest tickets, the highest goddamn prices for the club shop, the highest everything with nothing in return. I get up at 7 a.m. to watch a 12 o'clock kickoff. John Fitzpatrick and people in Australia, Gaguma in Korea, other people all over the world stay up either ridiculously late or get up stupid o'clock in the morning because of our love for the club. Yeah. Now, if I heard Tottenham today, turn on Sky Sports, Spurs bid 60 million, like official, well done. You've made an attempt. You're showing that you're doing stuff. You're showing there is no attempt. There is nothing. And once again, Sean, and this is my last point, this goes on season after season, window after window, manager after manager, director of football after director of football. And during that whole thing, there is just one person, 2 if you want to add Lewis, that is a constant.
And despite all of that, we've still managed to improve our overall ranking over the last 20 years by 4 spots. We've still got to cup finals. We've still got the Champions League. We still ran Leicester for the league. Despite all of your criticism and all the things we haven't done, we have still done.
But if they had invested, we wouldn't have got, nearly. Oh, shucks, the semi-final. Oh, shucks, the final. Oh, shucks, so close. We would have the trophy.
How do you know? You don't know.
Oh my God.
You don't know, mate. You don't know that.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You don't know. You're
I'm checking myself
speculating. You
into a
don't know
mental
that,
health
bro.
unit. I'm checking myself into a mental health unit because I'm done. I'm done.
I think you might need a coffee soon, Brian.
Oh
Don't
my
give him a
God.
coffee, for fuck's sake.
I mean, what I was going to say is the example I'm going to give is the filth down the road with David Dean and Arsene Wenger in charge. Arsene Wenger went to David Dean and said, I want Thierry Henry. David Dean made sure that he moved heaven and earth to get him. Arsene Wenger wanted Patrick Vieira. David Dean, he didn't say, I don't know this guy. I'm not going to get him because I don't know who he is. He got him. Anyone the manager asked for. The chairman, with the highest paid chairman in the world of football, by the way.
Only by 3% more than Crystal Palace's chairman. There's context, mate.
It's still very. I mean, it's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, but we also have the smallest compensation of all directors in all the clubs in the Premier League because Tottenham only have, I think, like 12 directors, and the average director.
But
is
he's
like
still the highest paid. He's still the highest paid chairman in the Premier League. He still gives himself a bonus for delivering the stadium a year late.
Doesn't take any dividends at all out of the club.
Oh,
Jesus!
Jesus.
Brian, if you're going to talk sense, mate, because you can't make stuff up.
But if you let me finish my point,
God!
If you let me finish
my God!
If
He's not taking dividends. He's not.
Sorry,
Ben. Carry on, mate. Sorry.
If the football manager and the managing director, he's not the director of football, he's the managing director, think they should get a player to improve the overall playing squad, Levy should have no say on what the football matters are in terms of business. But that's what he's doing.
He's signing checks. He's not negotiating contracts.
But he is.
If he is, we don't know that. Neither of us have ever sat in a meeting and seen it.
But right? when there was no Paul Mitchell and there was no who was
Frank Arneson was the first, right? And Frank Arneson
who was negotiating for Bruno Fernandes? Someone we should have had, but instead of buying Bruno Fernandes, we bought Gedson Fernandes and Jack Clark when we only needed one guy.
I'm sorry, can you just read that? So I'm just going to read this. This is from last year. Daniel Levy earned a £3 million bonus last year to delivering Tottenham's new stadium. The club has revealed.
He's taken zero dividends. Zero dividends, what I'm saying, mate. Dividends.
See, this is the thing. I'll admit when I'm wrong. But when it's there in black and white.
No, I'm saying dividends. I didn't say bonus. I said dividends, bro.
The club line now. The
I
club
didn't
line.
myself a bonus at this rate.
Oh my good God. Oh my God.
I didn't say bonus. I said dividends. He takes no dividends out of the club. People that say that Tottenham are taking profit, they're not taking dividends.
Oh Jesus! Sean, listen. I've just said, Sean, listen. This is going to go I think that come February the 1st, our debate is going to go one of two ways. And if it's my way,
but it's interesting. You didn't want to have the debate until then, isn't it? You know.
I said to you because I know what's going to happen. But I said,
you want to have the leverage.
This debate with you like we just had with transfers. Yeah, different this year. Yeah, we don't know if he went for this one or that one when we clearly do. I thought, you know what? Rather than having this debate properly.
Yeah, you'll wait till February the 1st. But you didn't tell me that. You told David to tell me that. So yes, I didn't have an option. I didn't have an option to say no. Let's have it now. Let's have a part A and a part B. We didn't have that conversation, did we? So you ran away.
You and me are dominating. We were dominating Dermot's stream. This ain't fair on everyone.
Yeah, no, sorry. But you did run away.
I did. I ran away for my own safety. I don't know if you saw, but I've just been smashing a headboard or a table mat on my fucking head very hard. So it's just that I move away because I've got glass here. I've got everything else here. So it's good that
we need to save the furniture.
Yeah.
Last thing I'll say, not on the topic, but as a summary, because just calm it down for a second. Brian, listen, mate. For what it's worth, I 100% feel that the more important thing to get across here is I've never met you, but I've got to know you on all of the characteristics that you display on things that are far, far, far more important in life than whether or not we can agree on Daniel Levy. Like your loyalty to your friends, the fact that you'd come over from a different continent and stay here until someone gets better, right? It's Like all of those things for me tell me everything I need to know about you as a person. I love you. I love the person you are.
Straight back
I
at you,
admire
brother.
everything about that stuff. So whatever happens in the debates, we can disagree on Daniel Levy thing and we can get feisty and heated, but it doesn't change a single thing about what I think of you as a person. I think you're a wonderful human being.
Sean, when I get like this, it's not at you at all, because I love you to pieces, and it's not all of it's not at people that are all. Listen, like I said, I respect everyone's opinions, but when it comes to this, I do suffer with Tourette's. I do get very, very volatile.
I get passionate.
I don't mean it ever personally at anyone. I just can't. Like when you're saying about that, I love that thing. I have to run with the foxes, hunt with the that. I'm gonna have to. But it just gets to me, especially when people say I see things, I don't do things, I'm missing things. I'm like, well, no, I can show you. But like I said, when it comes to you, Sean, and you and me debate, I wish I'd done that watch along with you. You and me are box office together. But when we disagree, it's disagreeing about the content. It's nothing. I will never ever switch. We'll never ever get personal at you, sir. And I need everyone else to see that it's just. I think people know, like you said, with me doing the protests and whatever. This is one category.
I get it. I get it. It defines your it's a massive part of your kind of persona in the Tottenham community. Yep. I understand it's difficult, and it will be difficult to break that shell. So that's why I asked you, what's it going to take for you to ever come up on the Levy spectrum?
5 years. 5 years of constant backing. And when I say constant backing, I don't mean every year a Vlahovic, a Coutinho, or this. I mean, if Conte says he wants Ashley Barnes this summer, go buy him Ashley. I don't care how crap he is. Go get Ashley Barnes. Like Kuva just said, and Ben just said about Thierry Henry. If he says I want a certain player, I don't want I understand. If he says go get me Messi, I understand. I don't expect Daniel Levy to go, okay, yeah, here we go. That's a pipe dream.
But I feel like Vlahovic is the new kid on the block, right? So
yeah, exactly.
He's getting.
I'm starting to think he's not.
The agent says he wants to move. Yeah. The player says he wants to move. Conte wants him, and Paratici wants him.
But does he want to come to Tottenham when he could go to Manchester City? He could go to Barcelona. He could go to Chelsea.
We need to. But that's the thing, Sean. That's why we need to move quick.
I think he's very aware. I think he's as a person. His agent should be very aware that every single big club in Europe, bar 2 or 3, are needing to replace. Or
there you go, Phil. Look at that comment there.
Yeah.
Look at that comment there. What can't speak can't lie. And when you weigh it up that way, the amount of people we sacked, and then that's the whole thing with his Bible. That's
managers. Managers get sacked all the time. You can't. That's just
part. But you got to remember, I don't give a shit about any other football team, and I don't give a shit about their finances. I don't give a crap what they do. But when you look at 88 million in sacking these, and then also having to not pay 14, but then give 14 to Poch to sack him, and then
I get that. But I'd love to know. Here's something where I would come your side. I would love to know what changed between Conte not signing before Nuno to what changed after.
Levy out.
3 months. It was 3 months, right?
Levy out.
Yeah, I know. So Daniel Levy's woken up and gone, fucking hell. Sorry, excuse my French. Levy's woken up and gone, people are getting on my back here. I've got to fix this. Got to get my reputation going. But what were the differences in demands? What did Conte want in the summer that he wasn't prepared to pay? And then what did he get in December? I don't know the answer to that, and I'd like to know it, because if the answer is Levy was being greedy or Conte was being greedy, but then Levy come up to his, demands, then. Then there's wiggle room for me to again. I'm not stuck in this. I'm not stuck in cement here on my position. I'm very I'm flexible.
Oh no, that's the issue. That's why I admire you. You are very, very flexible. Funnily enough, I am stuck in cement, tar, quicksand, you name it.
Yeah, I know. I can tell. Yeah. So I don't even think Vlahovic signs in January. I still feel like on the February the 1st debate, you're still gonna say the same things. Nothing's going to change.
Listen, Dusan Vlahovic isn't just the one. I want to see a replacement striker and an attacking midfielder. But if we get another centre back, I want to see some bodies in. That's what I want to see. If we signed a Kessie and a centre back, I don't even know who, and he came in, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be well done. You've got a couple of players in. That shows some kind of intent. Well done.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to. Vlahovic is my number one, and is who I want more. Just because we don't get him, I'm not going to go, shucks, he didn't listen to me. I want what's best for my club.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, to be continued. We'll move on now.
Here's one for you, Shawnee.
Okay.
Stevie Fraser, he's saying, we still pay more for our season tickets than City, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, etc. They get trophies. What do we get for our money? That's surely got to be a valid criticism.
Greatest stadium in the world to enjoy
Doesn't
your
matter.
football.
Doesn't matter.
I'm giving you an answer. It's not necessarily something you have to agree with, but what do you get for your money? You get the greatest stadium in the world to enjoy your football from.
If we do not win anything, for example, does my season ticket, which is £1,700 each a year, does that then decrease? Because it's like.
I've said this before. In the last 66 winnable trophies in the UK, there's only been 13 winners over the last 21 years that have ever won a trophy in England. 7 of those teams, us being one of them, have only won one. One team has won twice, that's Leicester, and the other 5 have won the other 85%.
Hello, Daniel Levy's number one hater. How can I help you?
Like, it's not silverware, it's silver rare. No, it's not easy to win a trophy, and there's no.
Do you get my point now? I shouldn't have to pay £1,700 a year. Like when City pay not even a quarter of that, and they win a Premier League just because I sit in a nice, cushy stadium. But you're saying it's not about other clubs. The argument that's been made 4 times to me today is fuck other clubs. It's not about other clubs. It's about our club. What I'm saying is, would he then drop the season ticket price after the stadium is paid off?
There's no guarantees, mate. There's no guarantees in life.
No, but we will pay the stadium off. If we get 60,000 a week, he will eventually pay the stadium off. And when the stadium's paid off, if the club is still in the same position, do our season tickets start reducing in price? Because
no. If I'm entirely honest, by the time we pay the stadium with inflation, your season ticket will be twice as expensive as it is now. But so will everyone else's. Inflation is running rampant, right? It's just the reality of what it is. In relative terms, does the price come down? No, it's a business, right? And anyone that thinks that a football club is not a business, they're just.
No, we're not saying it's not a business. I know more than anyone that it's a business. But it's
you have to make profit, right? How do you sell your coffee for more than you make it for, right?
Yeah, but I sell it at a decent price. I don't want to charge the bollocks off of people.
Okay. In your mind, but that person could go down the corner to a Texaco station and put £1 in a machine and get a coffee pot, right? There's different. I'm just giving you an argument's sake. You charge a premium because of the experience that you. I
don't even charge a premium.
You charge a premium.
I don't charge a premium. I'm cheaper than Costa, and I'm better than them.
But you're not. You're not as cheap as the local BP petrol station, right?
Yeah, but people don't go. If they want to go to a BP petrol station, they go to a BP petrol station.
100%. And you can go and watch football at, Luton if you want to. Like,
I can't because I only like Tottenham. That's the problem.
And that's it, mate.
They profit off my loyalty.
There's 85,000 people that have been on a waiting list for 15, 20 years since Daniel Levy came in that are willing to pay far more than the current price. If it meant that you would give your ticket up, someone else would pay 25% more. That's just market economics.
I'm just going to come in there, and again, you'll probably say, where's the proof? And I can give you the proof straight away. The season ticket renewals this season, they went to the extreme highs. There's people that have been on that list that have now started to say, no. Do you know what? One of my friends who's just had a kid, put their kid who was unborn and just been conceived and just been told that they were pregnant, put them on the season ticket list.
Yeah.
This was 2 years ago. They were number 60, whatever. I can't remember the exact number. This summer, the numbers got turned down so low. This 9-month to a year-old baby has been offered a season ticket. So the people are.
I've been on the waiting list for like 8 years and I wasn't offered one. So.
Well, there you go. I've got about 15 people I can get on the stream right now that can testify to. I don't know how they're doing it, but there are people that have started to, I'm not saying, no, don't get me wrong, there are people, and I even say it right now, I say to anyone that has a season ticket, like the We Are Tottenham TV boys, like Danny Kiriakou, like Ben, like anyone who has, even people in the chat or people within the community, and I say to them, Danny Kiriakou was toying whether to renew his season ticket this year, as in season we're in now. And I said to him,
buy it off him.
I said to him, and I'll say this to every single season ticket holder, never, ever give up your season ticket.
100%.
No, but the reason is The reason is, I know people that have been going, like Grandpa from We Are Tottenham TV, who's been going there for generations and years. At some point, this is going to change, whether he wakes up and does something, or we finally get what I want and he pisses off and someone else comes in. And once you're off that list, as you know, and you said, it's going to take you a long time to get back on. So
I'm already part of a syndicate, so I got a season ticket in a different manner, but I am on the wait list for my own personal one, and I've been on the list. But I tell you, here's just another example about demand and supply. And this is the reason why you can Daniel Levy is more than justified in pricing how he could. And if I wouldn't put it against him or even criticize him to put the prices up when you have a season ticket, a waiting list that's more than the stadium itself, right? PlayStation 5s. Here's an example. PlayStation 5s go traditionally for 350, 400 quid, right? But there's no chips. There's a chip shortage. There's a supply chain issues with the chips at the moment. So you can't get a PlayStation 5 from Argos or from anyone for no love nor money. You can go online though and pay £1,000 for a PlayStation 5 and it will be in your doorstep tomorrow morning. And people do it. People do it because that's demand versus supply. It's the way it is. And Tottenham, well, I don't know what is. I've got no idea if we can go off on tangent here, but what is the waiting list for a Manchester United season ticket? What is?
I don't know, but what I will say to you, Sean, on the season ticket list, if you go down, the boy that you just brought out, the Stevie Perryman winner, Ryan McFarland, has just backed up everything I said. Who has said he was on 30,000 on the list, and he turned his season ticket down this summer.
Okay,
that's how high they're going.
That's fine. That's good.
No, but that's what I'm saying. When you're saying about season tickets, you got to remember again.
He was probably offered one. He's probably just on his own, right? Is Ryan, jump in. Were you applying for one just by yourself? Because it's probably it's easy to get. You could get a ticket, an easy ticket as a member. If you're by yourself, you can pretty much always find a ticket to a game up until the game. It's just if you want to go with a friend, you won't be able to find two in the same seats, right? It's very difficult to find two.
Just going to jump in for a second here because this one's worth mentioning. Ryan McFarland. He's saying Brian versus Sean and Danny versus Alex would be two mental streams.
Why not do it all on one stream?
I've just got that sudden idea. All four of them on one
24-hour.
Ben and I will
in the same room. Put them in the same room.
Yeah, Ben and I just leave and we'll just see what happens.
You throw a smoke grenade.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
so Ryan's just come into the bottom, right? He's saying yes, it was just for himself. So if you are just on the list by yourself looking for one ticket, then they will go up. But most of the people that are on the list are looking for two or three in a row, and they have to wait a lot longer. I can get you people that got four actually, but that's beside what I'm trying to say is where we're getting to. But you're right in one part that these season tickets now with this new stadium, tourists will take them, and I mean if they become available. We all know the amount of Koreans that come because of sun, and it's wonderful to see. It's wonderful to see. No, Derek, you're wrong. It's January the 35th. I think I don't know if you heard it. It's January the 35th when we're having that. It begins the month of Sundays.
It's that magical date my dad made up, and I always liked the 18th of October, Opti
There you go. But yeah, listen. The thing is. That it's a money making machine, that stadium, and it will carry on. And this is why I said. This is why I say
you pay for Vlahovic. That's how you pay for the 400 grand a week.
This is why I say to people, season tickets. I understand. I don't dispute anyone doing that. In fact, if I had a season ticket, I would still be paying it. Well, actually, I don't know if I would actually. That's it. Who knows what I would do?
You would. You'd still be paying.
No, I don't. Do you know what? I'd be in a real crossroad because a lot of the leave you out they only go to away games. They won't even step foot. They'll be outside the stadium. They won't step foot inside it. But they go to the away games. But
how do they get tickets? And I can't get an away day ticket.
Mate, they've been season ticket holders since we're talking the 80s. They are right up there on the.
My tickets existed since the 80s.
So they still pay the season ticket, but they don't go in the game.
I with that part, I don't know. I don't know if they get it from people. I don't know the actual if they have season tickets or they get it from people who've got season tickets who won't go away. I've got God knows how they do it, but they do. But like I said. This is why I don't spend anything in the shop. This is why I don't spend anything at the bars or in the restaurants when we go there. I refuse to put a penny in there.
It's going towards the wages.
Of course it is. Of course it is, mate. And it's going towards the Vlahovic's. It's going towards the Fernandez. It's going towards the Dybalas. It's going towards the Skriniar. It's going towards the Coutinhos. If everyone protested
and when ENIC out, if everyone was on your page and everyone stayed away, Tottenham Hotspur don't sign anybody. Harry Kane leaves tomorrow. Like everyone goes, the whole football club goes. You need I've just seen a comment from Steve Fraser saying, I think about only the economic side. I don't, mate. I'm a human being as well. I love Tottenham like everybody else does. I'm just trying to give different context because it's very easy to say Levy out. I also argue, Brian, I haven't asked you this question before. I probably should wait until the debate, but I'll give you the chance now if you want, and then you can think about it. You say Levy out. Who do you want in? Name me someone that can do what you think can be done.
Did anyone see the Man City owners? You don't. My job isn't to scout the potential owners for Spurs. If Daniel Levy, the parasite, said, "Brian, listen, I am thinking of selling."
We have. Me and him have. We know who we want.
No, I know who you guys want in. Yeah.
So listen, I that's not my responsibility. But what I'm saying to you is, we can't get worse than a man that
We can.
We could. Yeah, we could.
No, do you know what?
The devil you know than the devil you don't.
No, do you know what? And I'm even going to bring a person up. I'm even going to bring, and I've forgotten this, Mike Ashley. Now, Mike Ashley, don't get me wrong, was absolutely awful at Newcastle. But you know one thing he was the entire time? Honest.
I disagree. He was awful.
But he was honest. He was honest. He said, I'm not spending. I'm not investing. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. Newcastle hated him, and rightly so. But he never said, do you know what? The stadium is being financed here. The money for transfers is here. Or, yeah, we're going to do this. Yeah, we're going to find a manager that plays open, expansive football. Let's enter Nuno. He doesn't come out and lie. The only two times I've seen Daniel Levy in the last 6 years was when Man U, after the Man U game, we finished second. And this is how fucking stupid this prick is. He goes on Sky Sports News to do this big media thing to go, here's the keys to White Hart Lane. Now you can knock it down with a bulldozer. Why the fuck? Because he has to go in the media. Woohoo, we're knocking the stadium down. We came second. Look at all this. And then the second time he came up was on that lovely pre-worded, pre-arranged questions from Tottenham Hotspur media where he spoke pure bullshit. And then on his stadium notes at the end of the season, which were pure lies. Mike Ashley came out and said, nope, we're not doing this. Nope, we're not doing that.
Well, Mike Ashley also said at the start of his tenure, I'm never going to sell this club until I win something. So he did lie.
Okay. Oh, what a whopper. What a whopper.
Well, a lot of Newcastle fans hold him to that promise. That's why they're pissed off.
I was promised expansive, attractive attacking football. I was promised that the stadium would be done in 1 year. I was promised that transfers would not be impacted by the stadium. I was told when the Liverpool game didn't go ahead at the new stadium, when he apologised to the NFL before Tottenham refunded Tottenham the fans for the Tottenham tickets at White Hart Lane, but charged more for them to buy it at Liverpool at Wembley.
Can you show me a receipt where Daniel Levy said that the building of the stadium would not affect transfers?
Oh my God! I won't show you a building. I'll show you a fucking video.
I'm asking you for
a video.
I'm asking you for it. I've not seen that. Because every single club that's ever rebuilt their stadium have always. I
will send you the video.
So if Daniel Levy actually said that, then I'll be surprised. I'd like to see.
I will send you a video right now. I'll find it. It might take me a while, but I'll find it, and it'll be Daniel Levy.
No rush. Just do it before February the 1st.
We do sort of need to wrap up, boys. We've been going for a while.
Sorry.
I want to say a word. I've been watching for a while. Right?
Here we go.
Yeah. May you laugh, Mr. Sean. May you laugh.
Cut me out. Drop me out, Dermot. Cancel me.
No. Right. I understand what you're saying. You're seeing it from a financial side of it. I've been following Tottenham for over 40 years, Sean. Okay? We've had some really awful owners and we had some dodgy owners. Levy is dodgy, crap, a dickhead, a parasite, everything you want to call him, he is that. He's never put money into the football club. Yippee, we've got a big stadium. Yippee, we've got NFL. Yippee, we've got Lady Gaga and Guns N' Roses coming to the stadium. I want a successful football club, not a successful franchise. That is what we're being turned into by Levy and ENIC. Now, your side of it, the financial world of it, I can understand where you're coming from. You can see pound signs and big money. We're
That's what I'm
over
saying.
700 million in debt. The club is 700 million in debt, not to Levy or to Lewis, the club.
Yeah,
Right? The club are in
that's
debt.
the thing, though, dude. That's a statement. Like, you're making that out to be a bad thing, and I'm telling
It
you,
is.
it's not a bad thing, mate. This is the thing. When you say I get the financial side, but then I'm putting it to one side because there's this other thing that's more important. My heart tells me that the football club's not doing as well as it can. I'm telling you that I promise you, you can trust me or not trust me, but I promise you, the football club being in debt for £700 million is better than it coming in a different way. I promise you
Sean,
that.
we haven't won anything for.
I'm going to read you an article dated the 16th of October, 2015. Daniel Levy has told Tottenham Hotspur fans that the club's transfer policy will remain unaffected by the plans for a new stadium. Spurs aim to move into a 61,000-seat, £400 million, we got that slightly wrong, didn't we, businessman, area from the start of the 2017-18 campaign, which they hope will take them to English football's elite.
Okay.
Indeed, Levy offered the view that plans for the new ground will give Spurs a better chance of signing elite players and retaining the ones like Lloris and Kane to stay in North London despite interest from both. According to the minutes published on the club's trust website, Levy indicated transfer fans would remain ring-fenced and that Spurs' performances on the pitch remained a priority. He added, however, that the pragmatism realised. So Tottenham have operated.
That's fine. I get it, right? But that was 2014, right?
Oh, here we go.
No, just let me hang on. Let me counter, bro. Let me counter, bro.
You killed him, Sean. Stop.
Bush. Let me counter. 2014, when it was predicted to be 400 million. When you said you got that one wrong, didn't you, big businessman? In 2015, there was a commodities boom. Okay, again, you guys can all go, oh, bring back to the finances. The finances of the finances is not important. It is important. It's very important. There's consideration. There's context. Hang on, damn it. Let me finish, bro.
No, my show, I speak.
Okay, mate. Okay, go. I'm joking. Go.
It's actually Kevin, Phil's, and Ben's shows as well. But yeah, I'm saying this because I need to go. I want a successful football club. I want trophies. I want Tottenham winning stuff.
And they're on their way, we hope, right?
Sean, when did you first follow it? I've been following Tottenham since the early 1980s.
Yeah.
We were winning stuff. I've seen us win stuff. Sadly, you haven't. Sadly, Ben hasn't.
I've seen us win as many trophies as in the night since I started supporting as you did before the time.
All right. How many trophies have you seen us win since you started supporting us?
3.
Right, name the 3.
The 91 FA Cup final and the 2 League Cups that happened in 2010 and 2000, wherever it was.
No, 2008.
2008.
Okay.
98.
Yeah, but since 2008, Sean, we've won 1 trophy. Since 2008. 1 trophy.
Yeah.
That's not good enough for a size of a club of Tottenham Hotspur. You cannot tell me as a fan, forget the finances, as a fan, you're happy with 1 trophy in 20 years.
No, I'm not.
So that boils down to Levy not doing his job as a chairman, putting money in there, going after the players that we need to make us successful. We are a football club, not a franchise.
And
Bill Nick,
end of the day, the chairman takes responsibility, don't they?
Yeah, but Bill Nick, the house Bill Nick made, Levy has brought down, burnt, destroyed the foundations. There is no soul of Bill Nick left in that club. It's a franchise. It's turning into.
You're talking with your heart, mate, not with your head.
Sure. Listen, I'll talk with my head very, very quickly. And this is what I need to try and get through to you. And this is what I need to try and get through to people that are Levy on the fence or Levy in. I understand I understand, but we're not talking that we are a fucking Audi. We are not a fucking budget corporation. We're not having to have like DFS 50% sales on all year round. We are Tottenham Hotspur Football Club with a worth of 2.2 billion. One of the richest people in the world own us, or definitely in the high 50s. We're not. Joe Lewis has a £1 billion art collection. Now that's his prerogative. That's his like, he can do that.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to get at, Sean, is when we've taken out all these loans or we've refinanced it at whatever such low interest, why doesn't Joe Lewis, Daniel Levy or Enid go, do you know what? You're £700 billion in debt. We're paying on interest on this. We're not going anywhere by the looks of it. I'm going to write off I'm going to pump £200 million, and this is just a number. I'm not quoted saying this will be the number. And I'll tell you what, Tottenham Hotspur, that will take the debt from 7 to 500 million. You pay me 200 million back once everything else is done. I don't want interest. It's what Jack Walker did. It's what Dave Whelan did at Wigan. It's what Roman Abramovich does. It's what all the big chairmen do. They go, do you know what? I've got billions sitting in the bank. Rather than you paying interest on long-term loans, how about I say, I don't mean all of it. I don't expect them to write all of it off, and Joe Lewis is getting on a bit. But say, here you go. Here's 100 million. I'll even half it. 100 million cash injection. You pay me back 100 million, not 100 million plus interest.
It doesn't make good sense to them, mate.
Oh, Jesus.
No, I'm sorry, mate. There's just realities. There's dream world, which you're living in, and there's reality, which other people live in. They're businessmen.
So,
anyone? Hang on, Dermot. Can I?
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Carry on, mate. It's your show.
No, go on, Sean. No, I'm not living in a fantasy world. I'm living in reality.
You're not living.
We're
in reality.
not a successful football club on the football side.
We're getting there, mate.
We're getting there. Oh my God, that should be the name of our stadium. Yeah. We're getting there.
Yeah,
getting their way.
We're rebuilding.
This is the summer. This is the window. This is maybe next year. We're getting there. Sean, how many years have you been saying we're getting there? Seriously, how many years?
I live in a world where I appreciate the journey, not the destination. But it's okay. So you guys can think differently. I'm just telling you that if you think that a businessman who's worth £1 billion is going to see good business sense, then by taking 200 million out of their own pocket and writing down debt in a world where they're going to get it back at some point in the future, that's what Simon Jordan did at Crystal Palace. He made £150 million out of Phones for You, and he bought Crystal Palace, and he made those sorts of decisions. And guess what? He walked away with £18 million. He lost 85% of his wealth, and now he has to go and sit on TalkSport every morning and talk to Jim White because he's not as wealthy as he was because he made stupid heart-based decisions with his hard-earned money. And if you think that that's the right way to do business, then fine. But I'm telling you that no billionaire who's worth their salt, who made their money, the money didn't come out of the ground like the oil-rich billionaires or Roman Abramovich, who probably killed for 1,000 people for every billion that he made. If you want those sorts of people to run your club, then fine. Right? There's an argument for that. If you're willing to sacrifice your ethical code, and I'm not against that stuff. I would, like everybody else, I'd love someone to come in with 50 billion. I'd love to be the purchaser, the guy that bought Newcastle. I'd love him to buy Tottenham. I'd get over all of the human rights abuses. Of course I would. It just doesn't happen very often. There's very few of those people around. So if you want someone that's made their money, they're going to respect their money. And they're not going to do it in the right way that you guys want them to do. Paying £200 million in debt out of their own pocket doesn't make good business sense. Anyone who's on here who thinks that I'm wrong, then that's fine. I'm not going to sit here and continue to go regurgitate the same points over and over again. But you don't understand economics if you think that that's something that would happen and make legitimate sense. It doesn't happen.
Can I ask you a question, Sean?
Yeah.
I'd like to ask you a question. Sorry, Kuva, I apologise.
It's all right. No.
You know what I'm like when my rever starts going. Sorry. Sean, right, we've got a few comments in here. I mean, you're going on about economics and finances and this and that, right? That's your field. I had my own successful construction business. So I've run a business. So I know what it's like to run a business. I ran a family business for 20, 30 years with my father. So I know what it's like.
Yeah.
But I also know what it's like to be a fan not winning a trophy and seeing other teams picking up Premier Leagues, picking up FA. It's been 30 years since we last won an FA Cup. All right. We got to a Champions League final by luck and we lost that.
Yeah, I know. It could be better, mate. It could be better. Yeah.
The problem is Levy doesn't put money in to buy players. We should have had this rebuild done 5 years ago. And you can say economics all you like, right? I want my football club to be successful. Tottenham Hotspur is one of the biggest names in British football. It's one of the big six for successful. We were the first team to do the double in the 20th century, the first team to win a European trophy.
Yeah.
We were the first team in a long time to retain an FA Cup two successive seasons. You know, we've done a lot of firsts. We've got great players like Glenn Hoddle, Steve Perriman, Bill Nick. Bill Nick will be turning in his grave seeing the club as it is now. Arthur Rowe, the big manager who did the push and run side of the 50-51 side, he'd be turning in his grave.
No, mate, you're coming across like Tottenham are a failure.
But hang on. Tottenham Hotspur is not a club to me. It's a passion. It's my love.
And
it's
mine.
a family.
Yeah, and mine. I'm in the same boat there, bro.
Yeah, but you don't.
No, I love Tottenham as much as you do,
I don't care
mate.
about the finances. I want my chairman to be a proper football chairman, to buy the best players for us to be the successful club. I want us to win trophies, and it seems that you don't.
What are you talking about, mate? Of course I do. I want us to do it, but I'm realistic about how that happens. And you say that, Sean, you talk about the economics, but the economics don't matter. They are massively influential. It's just a reality, Dermot. I'm as passionate about Tottenham as anybody else. I promise you I am. And I also really very high, very, very, very capable of being frustrated and pissed off with the way things go at times, right? But I am also someone who takes a step back and looks at the 30,000 foot view and sees where we were, not in the 60s, because that was long before my time, and I'll acknowledge that. Not in the 70s, before I was born. Not even in the 80s. I wasn't aware of Tottenham back then. But from the 90s and the noughties and the 10s and where we are now, I see us on a general upward trajectory. Yes, I'm frustrated we haven't won a trophy. Yes, I was so upset when we lost to Man City. Yes, I was devastated when we lost the Champions League final. I'm pissed off about all that stuff as much as you, but the solution to those ails, I just see it in a different light. It's very easy. It's very, very, very easy for everyone in the comments and everybody, Brian and you guys all, to sit back and go, where can we throw mud? Where can we throw the shit show that we all apparently think it is? And Daniel Levy's the easy guy to throw the dartboard at, right?
He's the common denominator. He's the common denominator. Listen, that's all. Listen.
And that's fine. That's fine. If you feel that way, I look into the detail a bit more and I find other areas.
At one point, you've got to see that within 21 years, there is one
progress. I see progress over 21 years. You see progress to 17 years and then, or 19 years, and then 5 years of disappointment. That's where your anger comes from, right? We got to the promised land. We knocked on the door, and then we didn't open it.
I don't support a team to knock on the door. I don't support a team to knock on the door. We don't support a team. Oh, they nearly get there. We Daniel Levy can sell, and every chairman in the world can sell. Players leave. Everything else happens within this world. Once you support your team, whoever that may be, we are there for life.
Same, mate. And I'm not in a different party here. I'm on the same team as you guys.
No, I know you are. What I'm saying, there is one common denominator within the whole thing. That's all I'm saying. If you look at it, you can't just keep blaming managers because they don't get back. You can't. Oh, the players have come and gone. The common denominator.
I'm not blaming anyone though. I look at our success. I look at our last 20 years as progress. You guys seem to see it as a disappointment. I think of it when I was under Alan Sugar going to the Tottenham game. I remember like losing at home to Derby County. I remember finishing 14th. I remember finishing 17th, just above the.
Do you remember this season losing to Mura? Drawing with Wens, losing to Vitesse.
Under Conte. Everyone on other channels, when I say, can I just give a little bit of a critique here on some of the Conte decision making over the last couple of games? Some of the substitutions, playing Doherty on the left wing back against Southampton, or making substitutions should have been on Ndombele. No one likes Ndombele, but he should have come on. It was a benefit for him than it was Brian Hill. And I get absolutely slaughtered because how dare I critique the god that is Antonio Conte? And I'd love to be able to remind them that Conte was also the manager in charge of Tottenham's most embarrassing night in the last 40 years.
Yes, he was.
So he's not infallible.
No, Sean, you're bang on right. Conte isn't just because Conte is Conte, I will criticise the hell out of him if I think he warrants it. And against
Good man.
Mura, he deserved it. There were some tactical decisions that went wrong, but then you look at it again, he hasn't had the best of squads to pick from. But the main thing is on that day, like they say in the NFL, any given Sunday, he got it wrong.
Yeah.
Conte got it wrong, and
I think he got it wrong against Southampton as well. To be fair, but you can't say that on other channels apparently.
No, you can say it on my channel. I will say there's things he's got. Look, every single manager, every single player, every single scout, every single managing director, every single bloody kit man, they are all viable people to criticise in certain things.
Good man. That's how I feel.
Because just because he's Conte, all hail Conte, it's like I was one of the biggest ones going mental about Harry Kane. I was one of the biggest, like Harry Kane, get out. I was laying into him when I went to games because of his attitude. But now he started playing well, and I'll say, do you know what? Harry Winks.
You're turning it around, and Harry Winks as well, turning it around, exactly.
I will always. I always say if I'm big enough to criticise someone, I've got to be man enough to say, do you know what? You did good, and it works vice versa.
And I appreciate that, Brian. And that's where I think we're on the same. So I hope that I will promise you this: if February the 1st rolls around and it's a shit show, then I will come on the debate. I will still defend the things that I think are defendable, but I will happily hold my hands up and say, I'm coming down here towards your end, Brian. Daniel Levy's had a nightmare this window, or Paratici has, or whatever's gone wrong. If he has a successful window, I'd love it if you would acknowledge that as well.
I'll be the first to say it. Like if we say, let's say, Kessie and someone else, or a centre back of class. I don't mean just sign like a GM Vauxhall Conference. Jesus, that's going back. A Conference League North. If we not like a Joe Rodon, if we sign a player of a considerable calibre, and he comes in, then I'll say, well done.
Yeah,
well done. That's the first. Cool. That's the first step into doing something.
Then we can agree. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, but we can agree with that then, yeah?
Exactly. But on that note, I need to jump in the shower and start getting ready to meet Ben.
We've been ranting for an hour, and I'm so sorry.
Hoover and Ben.
Which Ben?
I'm really sorry for us taking over the show. I really apologise.
So sorry, guys.
I believe we were playing Sheffield Wednesday, and I apologise for that. But I just want to say always, look, this channel deserves a hell of a lot of credit. And I'm not just saying that because I've just come and taken over it and treated it like my own, which I do apologise for. They do, and even Sean's new channel is up and running. Sean does a lot. I mean, I popped this cherry with this first live guest. That's how good we get. That's how we get on. I popped this cherry.
I think that was the only conversation we've had where we didn't go into Daniel Levy.
Yeah, it was a wonderful conversation, Sean. It was wonderful.
It's true.
But yeah, listen, everyone should stop. Everyone should be subscribing to this channel. One thing I will say, and I've seen you've just come in the chat, is the Irish Hotspur. I have promised, like a lot of people want to see me and Sean go for it or go at it and have this debate, and I can tell you it will be exclusively on David Harris's channel. He came to me straight away, came to Sean, whatever. And David Harris's channel is a very, very special channel to me, and he's in the chat, so big up, David. But everyone love the Tottenham Tantrum goal because they are doing some very, very wonderful stuff with big things as they've announced coming up. Sean has got a great little channel, and I just want to say thank you to everyone because Ben saw it yesterday when me and Danny were at his coffee shop. Yesterday Tottenham on tour were on 1,390, and I've just checked, we've just hit 1,600. So the growth in this channel has been phenomenal, and I just want to thank each and every person for making that happen. But yeah, everyone loved these guys' channels more because they're doing some wonderful stuff, and it's a pleasure to see all these people coming on the channels. But I will let you go because I've got to start getting ready to go have a meeting with Ben Daniel, then meet him and go to Chelsea where we're going to spank them either 4-1 in honour of Bob, 3-2 is the go out what I'm going for. And Sean, you know exactly how I'm leaving this channel, don't you? And as always, Levy out.
Oh, hang on, bro. Oh, too late. I was going to say he's lucky to get all those extra subscribers because of the Hollywood filler fact. No, brilliant to see Brian.
I've seen Dave saying something on the channel, like he's saying, I'm digging his channel out. I'm not digging his channel out at all. I love his channel. I spent an hour yesterday talking to you guys about how much I love his channel.
Yeah, you did.
They
might have gone out of context, Dave.
Irish Hotspur is amazing. Dave's the best. Like
no one supports the Irish Hotspur as much as that man top left. He constantly absolutely sings his praises.
Yeah. I don't know what. If I've said a particular one-liner that made you think that, Dave, then I apologise profusely, mate. I've got nothing but amazing things to say about you and your channel. So I don't know what I've said that made you think that, but.
We wouldn't have anybody on that's digging out the Irish Hotspur anyway.
Yeah.
So rest assured, David, it's something's gone out of context somewhere. I think. Don't know what exactly. So no worries, mate. We will. We always look out for you, mate. That's all I say.
Can I just say one thing? Can I apologise to Sean? I didn't mean to gate crash the show, Coover and Ben. I do deeply apologise. Sean, I thank you for coming on. I do appreciate coming on. I do appreciate what you say. So it's a good debate, but we're all friends at the end of the day. So I hope you're okay.
I'm great, mate. I'm fine. Thank you, Dermot. I love you to pieces. I love everyone to pieces. I don't know what. Once again, I seriously hope that haven't said anything in the moment. Things come out of your mouth on live, maybe that come out wrong. But I certainly didn't mean to say anything bad.
Very quickly, I want to big up the Irish Hotspur and his channel. Top man, my Irish brother, is a top fella, and him and Jack will be back on YouTube soon. But big up, Dave. Thank you for tuning in. Coover, I apologise for crashing the show. I do apologise, sir.
No problem. And apologies to everybody in the comments section because we're at a record amount of time behind where the comments are at now. So
should we go through them up? If I hit them, Coover, you read them.
There's too many. There's too many of them.
We'll get on with a few anyway. Let's do some now.
We've got this one. I like this one.
Okay, true set. So St. Dermot doesn't need to be getting riled up right now over Levy. We're about to win a trophy. Let's hope so. Hope so. Next one on, mate. You're doing them, are you? Or
yeah. Right. I'm actually sitting in my car in Super Value's car park. I got so engrossed listening to the show on the way home, on the way to the bank. I'm doing this now, so I might as well finish the show.
Fair enough. True sets for Guguma, 24, and then 17, then 7. That's the lucky numbers for Truth, obviously. Guguma, I don't want Dermot or anyone to be stressed. Absolutely.
I'm not stressed, Guguma. I'm just very passionate about my club.
Heated debate's brilliant. It is brilliant. We always remember we're all on the same side after all. Phil, take care, Dermot. He's saying this is going back ages now. This is probably going back to your 18th birthday, mate. Guguma's saying to the truth. Sets 3. Yeah, that's cool. Everybody I like your angel numbers, definitely. Yeah. Quality debates from Phil. Absolutely.
Chaps, I've got to jump off. Something's happened. I'll speak to you soon, okay?
Okay.
No, Sean, you take care, mate.
Take care.
Okay, Sean. Thanks for popping on. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Also, I would like to apologise to Dave if anything was said about his channel. I haven't been on. I've only been popping on. So if anything was said about your channel, Dave, we do apologise from behalf of myself, Ben and Coover. So we do apologise if anything was said.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that's been taken that way, to be honest.
No, I will have to have a look.
I'll have a look back at it. I don't think it was.
He's put it in the chat, so you can bring it up if he's just put it in the chat.
Is it the one we've already dealt with? I think.
No, some other channels won't criticise Conte if they treat that's digging out.
Oh, why do you constantly talk about my channel?
No. Further down, some other channels won't criticise Conte like they treat him like a god. That's digging out.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Some other channels won't criticise Conte. They treat him like a god. That's digging out the Irish Hotspur.
No, I can understand what he's getting at. I can see where Dave's coming from. I really can.
I don't know. That's a difficult one. I wouldn't like to say so, but if it's coming across that way, it's certainly not an intentional one. I wouldn't have thought. I don't know. I'll have to rewatch some of this and see how it's coming across. Cody Mack, why do I feel like Sean has a pot of gold hidden somewhere?
I'd love to be at the end of that rainbow.
Gogama, my wife's birthday, 17, my birthday the 7th, and Sonny's number. You never told me your favourite number, Goguma, and you don't have to. That's fine. I'm sure everybody's got a lucky number, haven't they? But we're back on to Dave saying about this. When they constantly talk about the channel when he's not here to defend it. I don't feel like we ever talk negatively about the Irish Hotspur, do we?
No.
Sometimes maybe that something happens on there that's involving more the guests than the channel.
I don't think it's anything to do with R3. I think it might have been done with Sean or Daigle, so I don't know. But if we have offended you, Dave, that's never been our intention. We're one of your biggest fans in this channel, so we do apologise again.
Yeah, I'd certainly like to think I'm pretty fair with everybody. So, and I don't recall anything that I'd find offensive in anybody's channel. I did feel guilty the other day because I did mention about Marcelo shouting over people sometimes, but that is just Marcelo, isn't it? He's passionate about when he's talking. Stevie Fraser, the Irish Hotspur, morning, David. Big ups, and big up Steve from David as well. Phil, 100% growth, Mr. D, in 3 weeks. Well done. Absolutely, they're doing phenomenally well, aren't they? Right. Morning, David. I sense Ben may have to go in a minute as well. Is that right, mate? Or
I can hold on. It's just I'd like to get some lunch.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I need to roast some coffee.
I need to get to the bank. So
morning, David. Dermot, I can do these if you want, mate.
Yeah, okay. Listen, we'll be back on 7:30 tonight. Thank you very much indeed. I apologise again for gate crashing. I'll now leave it all in peace. So
right, fair enough.
And I didn't even ask you. Can I come on the show? I just came on.
It was just raging debate. The debate was going so heavily that we couldn't get anything else done. When Ben and I are being shut up by it, it's something's going on.
It's something is wrong when Kaufman hasn't said a single swear word for an entire 2 hours.
Are you feeling okay, Ben?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll have one swear word now.
Arsenal.
Okay, that's good enough. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Here's digging out the Irish Hotspur. David Harris, Ireland's number 3 Tottenham supporter.
No, it's David Harris. David Harris, number 1. Who does the transfer shows? What's his name?
Matty Hayes.
Matty Hayes, number 2. Dermot, number 3.
There we go. Dermot's fixed everything. Right. John Fitzpatrick, behave.
Bye-bye.
Irish Hotspur. Afternoon. Oh, yeah, we're getting things out a long way out of order now. But what did Sean say about Irish Hotspur? I'm not sure what's gone wrong here exactly, but I'm gonna have a watch back on the show, make sure everything's okay anyway. But just to make sure everybody knows, we totally back the Irish Hotspur all the way. David's channel's the one that's inspired us. Him and Jack have done wonders with that show. Gaguma saying it's so full truth. Favorite thing, don't think I have one, but I do believe it's Angels. Like repeating numbers sometimes in daily life. I think they're cool, definitely. Hi to David. He was praising the show yesterday. It's the archives. I came late today, so I don't know what happened. Truth says, yeah, I'm not sure. I can't wait for the pump up later. Saying Gaguma. Can't wait for the game as well, can we? White Hart Line saying hey to David. That's okay, Dermot. Now get back in your box. Damn right, Gaguma. That's cool. Irish Shots are saying, oh yeah, it's the one comment from earlier, right? See you later, Sean. Thank you. A few people saying hello to each other. It was said in discussion the other day in discussion, I think. Oh, quite possibly. Thank you, Truth. Truth saying it's Cougar99, most fair person I've seen in my life. The fact that he's even questioning it. Thank you, mate. That does actually mean a lot. Comments so behind Devinson Sanchez could see them while celebrating. Oh dear. Yeah. Can you gate crash your own show? I don't think so, but that's the way Dermot is. He's polite beyond words. David is saying it with the last debate happened. I've tuned out on a lot of it. It was going on too long. But, yeah, we'll have a look back on that, David. Make sure it's nothing too serious, I hope. Wayne Bonner saying David's very passionate and protective over his channel. Quite right. It's fantastic.
As he should be.
Yeah, absolutely. We certainly don't want to be coming across like we're hosting that sort of stuff. True Sets 3, Irish Hotspur, you're the best, mate. Sorry if people upset you. You're the reason we're all together. That's true. Stevie Fraser saying, we love the Irish Hotspur. Who doesn't? Absolutely. And Gaguma saying, I think don't think anyone ever said anything bad about you. We all love you and your channel. That's exactly it. The truer words cannot be said. Conte knee slide versus Chelsea in a smash and grab 1-0 win. Oh, we'd definitely take that, wouldn't we? Everybody.
I think Conte will keep it under wraps tonight. I think he'll be respectful. We've actually cleared up the comments, mate.
Jesus
Christ.
That's been a show and a half. Yeah.
Should we air out our frustrations
this morning?
Should we air out our frustrations? All right, back to Betty Rubble.
That's right. But
we can bring on Gaguma so she can talk about twice. You won't understand what twice are. Bring on Gaguma to talk about twice.
Oh, here goes. Alex is going to try and keep us on there again. Yeah, but he did say David Harris is a legend, which is true. So we'll keep that going. Right. In other words, we're going to wrap it up then, mate. Quick score predictions again tonight.
I think it's going to be a very difficult game, and I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
That's what I'm going for.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a 1-1 draw.
And sneak the home game. Yeah, I think that's a good plan to have, I think.
With White Hart Lane, the away goals rule only counts after extra time on the second leg.
There we go. That clears that one up. I forgot to check. Never can tell when they sneak a little rule change in every now and then. Carl Simpson, he's frazzled now. I am too. There's so much happening there. As soon as you get Brian Daigle and Sean Butler in there on a conversation, it's always going to come back to Levy at some point, and then it just goes.
I thought yesterday was bad.
Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for joining us. I'm sorry we couldn't get to all of the comments like we usually do. It was as you could see, fearsome debate going on. It's didn't really want to break it up either because it was really good listening to it. Hope everybody got that from the channel anyway today. White Hart Lane said, I prefer the away goal. Prefer the away goal, but thank you. Yeah, definitely. Great effort, gents, says Stevie Fraser. Great stream. 1-1 for me too. Let's have a great night. Absolutely. And David saying, not you guys. I love you guys. I also love Daigle. I love Sean. But that was an underhand digger. Some of the channel won't criticise Conte. It's annoyed me. People have been popping off our channel for a long time now.
And I know those people that have been doing it as well. We've been criticising them on here as much as possible.
No
one criticises the Irish Hotspur unless it's a relevant criticism. But in terms of underhand, we will never see that on this channel. And anyone that does it will not be welcome on this channel.
Oh, I think the big criticism I always hear for Irish Hotspur is that you're too positive. I mean, if that's a criticism, I'll take that all day long, because you don't get any more hype than David hyping up the games. So we love what you do, David. So keep it going. If people have got a problem with it, it's their problem, isn't it? We're always going to back you. David saying now he's standing up to it. He's had enough. It'll want to do my content, and that's it. Yeah, fair enough, mate.
Absolutely.
Stick to your guns all the way. It's what people love about the channel. The other day, Sean asked if all the channels were getting in the way of each other, and there was enough to go around. We said there certainly was enough to go around. Law of abundance, not scarcity. Yeah, there's always going to be a bit of treading on toes every now and then, but there should be enough to go around, really. Carl Simpson also saying, love your channel, David, and success breeds idiots sometimes. That's also true. You get a lot of jealousy starts happening, and
Yeah.
Some madness is always going to ensue. This guy on the left is jokes.
Good jokes or bad jokes?
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of jokes. That's the main thing. Quantity, not quality, Ben. Unlike your coffee, where it's the reverse. Alex saying criticism for the Irish Hotspur. He makes your ears bleed while saying coys and the pre-match pump up. Yeah, well,
just turn your volume down, then, Alex. It's your fault. It's not.
It gets me to shout it out as well. So
it's your fault, Alex. You're turning up your thing too much.
True sorry, Irish Hotspur. I hear you absolutely. So big up to Dave and Jack on the Irish Hotspur as always. And Dave, I'm assuming David's doing the big build up today and doing a watch along. I'm not sure. I haven't checked. I've been that busy. I haven't even scanned the channels to see who's doing what today. Shows what's going on there. Reminder: we're going to have the legendary Stevie Perryman on Friday, 5:30, and we'll be just chatting along to him for about an hour and a half, showing a game he's picked out for us. Who are we playing? It's UEFA Cup or Cup Winners' Cup back in 1972, I believe. And he said there was a lot of talking points for that one in particular. So we'll get to that. Looking forward to it. Now, time to go, I think. So we
got one more comment to read out. So just read that one and then.
Okay. Yeah. White Hart Lane. Do all Tottenham channels wear the flat caps? And you're funny, mate.
I wear it for religious reasons, not because of the Tottenham stuff.
That's fair enough. And I'm wearing it because it's tribute to Dave Harris started the Flat Cap Army online. Always well known for wearing his, and we've all been joining him with a part of the fun. So it's our little legion. It's like a headwear version of being part of the Y
It's the
word.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, it is Peaky Blinders and all that. Yeah, it's become the necessary fashion accessory on these channels, I think. So if you see a flat cap, you're in good hands.
Yep.
And Stevie Fraser, oh my God, Stevie P, that's amazing. Look forward to that. What a coup. Yeah, we feel the same way. Right, on that note, we shall go now. So thank you all for joining us, and we will be on again later for a little watch along. We're going to try it for a change, see how it goes with the Chelsea game. We'll put that up in advance so people can hop in and watch along with us if they choose to, and if it goes well, we might do it again. We might not. See how it goes. Right. Stevie Fraser's just saying 90% of us are bald under the flat caps. Well, that's it. Yeah, hair loss, isn't it? It's afternoon, lads. Nice of you to join us. Very late, Danny. Just about to wrap up, mate. Yep. Should have said the do. Big up Coffee Man King. And Stevie Fraser's doing the do a bit again. And big up Cody Mack 2.0 over. I'll tell you what, that's a compliment to be compared to Cody. He's a really funny bloke. Right, okay, in that case, we are winding it up.
It's a good night from me.
Yeah, good night from him. Right, well, we'll see you next time.
Come on, you Spurs.
Levy out.